Gravy, gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Pastor Gravy. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, Houston, baby. And we go ahead and lick and we'll get rich today. Rich, bitch.
Gravy, gang! What's going on, everybody? Happy Gravy Day. It's Past the Gravy, episode 566. Cinco seis, as they say in Brazil, where they speak exclusively Spanish. Happy Gravy Day to everyone. No, I know. I just wanted to get off on an error right away. Where something,
you want to get off right away?
Fucking right. Yeah, pervert. I'm going to get off this time, and then I'm going to get off a lot more during this podcast. And so are you all. You're going to have a hell of a time. We got a fun show. For you guys. We were talking about our power rankings, which is a little taboo to do, but we were getting into the discussion about the power rankings. I'm pretty excited for our power rankings in the answers segment. We got some not cools. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys and gals out there have a lot of similar not cools this week, but we'll read some of those and get into some of those. And why don't we just start off with the Precome segment? Let's just get into some stuff we were talking about. I've been watching, I think this is like the second month in a row I've been telling you guys I've been watching Mad Men. I feel like our generation really missed out on cufflinks. Like cufflinks look cool as fuck. When you can just flex with a cool cufflink, it looks badass. I don't know what it is. Mad Men, sometimes they're rocking cool cufflinks, and I'm jealous. I don't ever wear cuffs. If I did have cuffs, I wouldn't have cufflinks now. But I just miss that. Like, we could have done that. That would have been cool to have. These are little anchors. These cufflinks are anchors. They look cool. They're made of silver. Like, Alex must like boats.
You're 100% wrong. We totally would have them. But you are right that we did miss it, because what are we all wearing right now?
We don't get to, like, we would look weird. But we would look weird if we were wearing cufflinks. Like, if I just showed up wearing cufflinks on the pod.
If I had a job where I wore, like, long sleeve shirts, better below, dude, I'd have Packers cufflinks. I'd have socks. I'd probably have, like, a little pirate one for around Halloween. I would wear the shit out of that, but I don't work in an office.
What if we just made this like would it look more professional if we just wore suits on the podcast only? But like, that's it. We don't wear suits to any podcast events, nowhere else. But like, and we can do remember when we did graduation photos in high school and you just had the like slip-on thing? It wasn't even a suit. It was just like a poncho that had the front of a suit on it. We could just do that. Would it make us look classier? I feel like people like these guys, they talk. We look like we were Bitcoin boys, though. People
would not respect us.
They're selling us on crypto. These fucking guys are scam artists. They would think we were scammers.
Yeah. I mean, we are dumb enough to sound like we do know about crypto.
No. We're dumb enough to know that we're too dumb to really try and get into crypto. The dumb people are the people that are like, this is my get rich quick scheme. I don't know anything about crypto. I'm going to figure it out today and then tell other people what to do. We're not that dumb where we think we're smart and should pedal crypto.
I mean, we would have to do the slipovers because, I don't even own a suit.
I own a couple suits.
And also, it's this is an old house, and I'm upstairs, and it's the summer. So even with two fans on me, it's pretty warm in here. So I don't think I could also wear a suit. I would definitely sweat through it.
To wear a suit.
Oh, you're going to require me? How are you going to enforce that?
That's the rule. It's the policy.
You tell me that's the policy, and then next time you turn on your camera for next week's episode, you're going to see me standing here in my birthday suit. That's what it's going to be.
I'll have to send the Oach-man over there.
You're going to see my twig and berries.
You don't want Frankie Ocho on the case, because if I put Frankie Ocho on it, you'll be wearing a suit, I guarantee.
I think
you might not be breathing, but you'll be wearing a suit. You'll be wearing a suit, all right.
Dude, how sick, a Frankie Ocho thing where, like, obviously Spider can't wear a suit, but he just has little cuffs around all of his legs with little cufflinks on them.
You don't think the Oach-man has a tailor?
He's definitely got some cufflinks.
He can wear a suit. He can wear a
bow tie.
Right. His cufflinks, little webs.
Maybe a couple webs, couple bullets, couple baseball bats, send the message.
He's got plenty of room for all those cufflinks. That would be funny to wear cufflinks with not dress shirts. Just regular button down shirts.
I mean,
they're just long sleeved.
I was just picturing without the. I was picturing a vest and then just the cuffs like Chippendales dancers. That's what I was picturing.
I kind of like that too. Ooh, could we do cufflinks on those like emo wristbands? Those just leather wristbands that emos used to wear with the spikes. What if we just put cufflinks on them?
What if the cufflink was a spike? Like I was a punk back in the day, but now I have an office job.
You can't take the punk out of me, right? Emo wasn't just a phase, guys.
I told you it wasn't a phase, Mom.
We're not just gonna be a conformity of society, all right?
I'll get a bank job, but I'm still gonna be hardcore.
All right? I'm listening to Good Charlotte while I'm banking, okay? I want you to know that.
Tom DeLonge grew up too. It doesn't mean he's not punk.
Look, this isn't where I am always. It's just where I am right now.
'Cause tonight will be no.
Yeah, shout out cufflinks. Other things I had for the Precome segment. I was watching the Pacers Celtics Eastern Conference Finals game 1 yesterday, and I just thought at some point it would be a good idea in basketball if there was just a random 5 minutes that happened throughout the game where they had to play on a SlamBall court. Like if just the court pulled back at the whatever stoppage of play it is, it's like, hey, next time it stops, that's going to be SlamBall time. And then the court just slides back. It's SlamBall for 5 minutes. Now, I understand this could have influenced the end of a game. So maybe we say it's not in the fourth quarter. We don't allow it in the fourth quarter, but I want it double Jeopardy style. Like, like you have the whole board on double Jeopardy. You don't know which one's the double Jeopardy. You're just like, I'd like, it's already phrased as a question for 400, Alex. And it's like, it's a double, daily double. Look at it. Look now. How about that? It's the daily double. Like, you don't know what it is, but it's just like, hey, at 3 minutes in the third quarter, that's 5 minutes of SlamBall. And you're like, fuck, all right, let's go. And you just put your dunkers in there.
The first thing that I thought of immediately was, oh my God, how much is Luka going to complain during that?
Oh, he would. Luka might die.
What the fuck, Ref? He double bounced me. Why you no?
He's not allowed to do this.
I don't know what his accent is, and so I just defaulted to Russian there. But
I would imagine it's like that block, I think.
But that block. And they couldn't do it just for a player's safety standpoint, because can you imagine how dangerous it is to flop 14 feet in the air? Like they would jump up in the air and the defender would make contact and they would just flail their body. And then next thing you know, LeBron James lands upside down on his neck and he's fucking dead.
Element of danger. Tell me you're not going to that game. Tell me, Robert, you don't give a shit about basketball. But if I was like, hey, what if I told you 5 minutes at any random point in the game, you're going to have to watch these guys play with trampolines on the court. You might be interested, wouldn't you?
I think so. I think I would have to be
interested. You might tune in at least. Mm-hmm. It's like, fuck it, SlamBall time. And we could create Twitter accounts that are just SlamBall notifications. It's like, hey, Pacers Celtics went to SlamBall mode 1 minute ago. You got 4 more minutes of SlamBall. Go. And during the regular season, he's like, dude, Clippers Rockets, SlamBall moment. 2 minutes into the second. Let's go.
I feel like Chet Holmgren would just snap in half on a trampoline. Like the reverse bounce would just snap him.
Only 5 minutes, too. Like, you tell me you can't get through 5 minutes? And if you're worried about your stars, sit them. Sit them for those 5 minutes. Give them some rest. They're always talking about load management. That's a great way to do load management. Put the dunkers out there. Give the other guys some of that, and then I'm still entertained.
It's just literally you flip your bench. Your guys that get 0 minutes a game, you're like, all right, you're in. Because if you get hurt, we don't care.
Can you dunk? Come on. And I also, not to be sexist, I would also think this should be involved in WNBA games as well. Same rule.
No, that should be the standard in WNBA. Maybe then if you pass it to them underneath the basket, they could actually get the ball to the basket.
That's only Indiana Fever people when Caitlin Clark passes it. Caitlin Clark is the god.
It's not just them.
I've watched a lot of Caitlin Clark games. I'm maybe the most learned WNBA guy ever now.
I mean, Caitlin Clark is far and away the best female basketball player that I've watched more than 5 minutes of.
Ionescu's pretty sick.
Well, I've never watched more than 5 minutes of any other female basketball player.
You don't respect women. I'm a #girl dad soon to be. So
I mean, you said it, not me.
I respect women more. All right. So that was my SlamBall idea. And then I had some inventions I wanted to throw out. Now, these are two similarly related inventions. We had the wind chime forever. Some people think that they're annoying. What about water chimes? It's the opposite of a wind chime.
How's it the opposite?
It's poles or pipes tied to each other, and they're attached to a buoy, and they just float in the water. But with the tide, they'll bang together, and they make cool sounds. So the tide comes by and just...
See, I was kind of just picturing a wind chime that had holes in it.
Upside down wind chime. Think about that.
No,
the wind chime's that way, hanging, floating.
And it had water in the top that constantly flowed through it, so it was making noise that way of water flowing through. It was basically an upside down fountain, what I had pictured. Yours somehow seems like it makes less sense to me. It's just a buoy with
looking poles that make sounds. You would hang it on your like dock.
But there's no water. There's no water in the chime.
No, but it's like there's no wind in the chimes either. It's when the wind happens, they chime. There's no wind in wind chimes. Those are just their own chimes. The wind makes them chime. The water makes the water chime.
So you just get a little one and like put it in your bird bath?
You could put it in a bird bath. I'm thinking docks. Maybe put a little one over like right off the dock. Just makes it like, hey, we're cool people. Come check it out.
You don't need to put it at the dock. The sound of the ocean in and of itself is perfect and peaceful. You don't want to add more sound to the environment.
But what if you did, though, and made it just even more tropical?
I guess if you did, yeah. I mean, you'd be a sociopath.
Just say, let's not rule that out. I think there's definitely people that try it. And then my other idea along the lines of, I was thinking chimes anyways, but rain chimes. Because I was like, I can't tell if the exact opposite. Initially, I was going to ask, what is the opposite of a wind chime? And then I was like, water chime. Or would it be a rain chime? Kind of the same thing. Water chime, I built one or came up with the idea for one that would be specifically in water. Rain chime, a little different. Similar idea, though. I'm thinking we just get really, really, really small little steel drums. Because steel drums sound cool as fuck. And then you just hang them like you would a regular wind chime, like outside on your patio or balcony or whatever. I keep trying to combine patio and balcony. Your balcony or your patio. But on your balcony, you could just hang your rain chimes, and then when it rains, it's just like ding 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 ding. It just makes cool beats.
I think I can improve that product for you.
Okay.
It's just a couple. It looks like a wind chime, but it's got, remember those little rain sticks?
Yeah.
They flip it upside down. So it's got a little motor in it, and it lets it run. And when they empty out, the motor just flips all the sticks, and so you just have that constant rain sound going.
But
rain
would
sticks
that
are
chime?
Awesome.
That wouldn't really make sense, like for only in the rain, because like the steel drum idea is like the rain makes it chime, so it only chimes
or
when
wind
it's raining.
Or wind would,
right? But then it would be a wind. Then it's a wind chime.
But we don't want a wind chime.
Well, they already have wind chimes. Something a rain chime only for rain. It rains and it makes just cool steel drum sounds.
See, I just wanted the chime to sound like rain. We said chime a lot there. The word's starting to sound weird to me now.
Yeah, but those are my ideas, and I guess you guys aren't huge fans of them.
Also,
so
well, I see. In my head,
in
my head, I want it to sound like the word that's going with it, which I understand wind chimes don't. But like water chime, I was honestly picturing just a wind chime, but when they banged together, it sounded like somebody was like smoking a bong. Like that's my idea of a water chime.
Yeah,
I don't know how you make that work, but I guess you're going for what makes it make noise. I just want it to sound like the noise.
Fair. Last thing I really had before we can go to you guys is I heard somebody talking about Axe body spray, and I hadn't thought about Axe body spray in a very long time. And then I just got to thinking like the weird, I almost called them flavors, but the scents that like they would have of Axe body spray, because I like in 8th grade I was a huge Axe body spray guy. And so then I just came up with some new Axe body spray flavors that they don't have. These are Axe body spray scents that don't exist. You can chime in if you guys have anything you want to come up with. But Apollo Phoenix, I thought that might be a new one to start with. That's a pretty solid Axe body spray name. Artemis Blast. When I wake up in the morning, I blast myself with a little Artemis Blast, and then the ladies want me.
Tropic Lava.
Ooh, Tropic Lava is good. That's the summery kind.
Yeah, it's a little citrusy, but also a little cinnamon in there.
It's made with volcanic ash and pineapple.
Electric lettuce. Wait, that's something else.
I had lightning X2.
Ooh.
Double lightning.
Oh, that's a good. I feel like they always do double, but then they'll drop one that's just like one name out of the air on you, and it's just like Blaze, and you're like, oh, that one's got to be good. They only gave it one name. Doesn't need all that extra flair.
So for that one, Pegasus.
Ooh, I like that.
That sounds like an axe. But really, it's just something spacey and then an adjective. And that's kind of, I think, how their naming went. I also had Odin's Raven. That sounded
That would be great.
Really... Blood Moon Breeze. That's like a limited edition red one.
It's a fucking blood moon.
Right? Like, I mean, plays. Zen Chill. The little collab with Zen.
There's a little nicotine in the spray itself.
Yeah, you don't have to put the pouch in. It just say, oh, gives me a little buzz and I smell good.
Ooh, Typhoon Blast. Chernobyl. One's just called Chernobyl.
Just Chernobyl, and it's got the biohazard logo. And you're just like, what is it? Nobody knows.
Smells dangerously good.
I also thought that mystery, like mystery airheads, which is really just the leftover flavors they had, they mixed together and just didn't put a coloring in it.
No, that
we just have whatever the leftover scents are. We just mix together.
No, because if you think back to our high school locker rooms, when you smell everybody's axe in the same area, it does not smell good.
That's true. But that's why it's
you can't be mixing axes.
That's why you don't buy the mystery kind. We don't buy mystery. I know. I mean, I would get the mystery airheads, but I didn't go buy them at the store. I would take them as if they were a free option.
Oh, I would definitely buy the mystery ones.
Well, because we thought that they were like cherry, and some of them probably were. When cherry was that batch that they were recycling.
I swear to God, last one was cherry, but this one tastes like blue raspberry. Now we know.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery. All right, what'd you guys?
I'd also like to see like a fullback blast one, like for the unsung heroes of the axis, like targeting specific high school athletes.
Ruth Bader Ginn's banging.
O-line grinder. Well, I don't think we want to put grinder in there anymore. Damn it.
No, you could.
Well,
it's just a grinder on the bottom. On the bottom,
it's called
so you could also grind your weed.
And it just smells like ham. Fat guys are going to smell like ham one way or the other, so you might as well lean into it.
Yeah, it's that from Axe. So Robert, did you ever wear Axe? Were you an Axe guy?
Yeah, I think I wore it for like a couple of years in middle school. I honestly can't remember what scent it was. I think it was like a green one, a green can, or like green.
Was it Burr, Forest Frost? Maybe it sounds like it could have been that.
You know, I actually also had a Phoenix one in here. I had like a Phoenix sandalwood, something that's already common. People just throw like
Phoenix sandalwood, yeah. I feel like Phoenix was probably Phoenix does seem like it was one of the original accents. I could have seen. I would like if you were like Alex. Did you ever have a Phoenix type? Oh, here, hold on. Axe original sense. Oh, we're looking at limited edition variants. All right, they had white label. They had air. Willing. Sounds sus.
You know, if a guy goes out and he's wearing that night, he'll fuck you.
Called that guy's desperate. Shock. There was a anti-hangover one.
What?
Yeah. Okay, these are the regular ones. Amber. Musk. Brave. Wild Musk. Dark Oriental. Marine.
That's
Java.
problematic.
Nevada. Tempest. Mirage. Inca. Atlantis. Apollo. Eclipse. Voodoo. Hypnotic. Phoenix. Adrenaline. Gravity. Dimension. Pulse. Essence. Fusion. Denim. Touch. Conviction.
Let me be honest, I thought you were going to say dementia.
That was the next one, actually. That was another eliminated.
Seahorse.
Vice. Dark temptation. Wild spice.
Jungle fever.
Rise. Axe. Anarchy for her. In 2012, so in 2012, we came out with finally a smell for women.
You know what? There's female Kyles out there too. They need their own scent.
I'm sure there's some women that have put a hole through drywall. So that I guess it started in 2000. 2012 was finally.
Avril Lavigne from the Complicated music video. She looks like she wears Axe.
Oh, she wears Teen Spirit, bro. No, what's the one? It's the made for strong enough for a man, made for a woman. Is it Secret? That's what Avril Lavigne.
I heard a joke that was the punchline, but it's not good for here.
Yeah, probably not.
No, if I'm not even willing to say it on here, you know it can't be said out loud in polite company. I'll text it to you later.
All right, what'd you guys bring in?
Fucking bro, I don't even remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had something. It's been a weird couple fucking days. I didn't write it down. I've been trying to remember it all day. Robert, you go. Let's see if I can bullshit something.
Yeah, I also had something actually basketball related that I think I might actually be getting into basketball after seeing Sass talk about Mewtwo versus LeBron. I'm like, okay, now you're speaking my language. Now I'm getting
Stephen A. Smith. Sass.
Yeah, can Mewtwo take on LeBron first to whatever he said it?
It's the first to 10, I think. I mean, if it's first to 10, like I think Mewtwo just uses his powers and just whips the shit out of LeBron. Like LeBron's not gonna be knocked out.
He's got psychic powers. LeBron wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah. He'd get in LeBron's head and make him think it's Taco Tuesday, and he's gone off to eat. And just that's 10 undefended goals he's got, or undefended baskets he's got right there. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith, they've been doing the meme rankings like once a week. And he's just like, what's this meme? Let me look at this. Mewtwo.
I think he called it Mewtwo.
Mewtwo, probably. Yeah, I can see that.
Jesus.
It's
what
points
the fuck
like that.
happened to ESPN?
No, it's times like that where you like turn it on. Like sometimes when we get done with the morning show and like I'll go to like the room I'm editing stuff in and it'll be on that and he'll be doing segments like that. And I'm like, I wish I could just watch Sports Center. Like Sports Center was tried and true. I thought we nailed it. Like you talk about making a perfect program. What if we just had all of the highlights from all the games the day before and we just showed those and talked about them? What happens when it's over? We just run it over again. We run it back. Same thing. Just nonstop. Won't people get bored of that? No.
3 times in a row. Every morning we show the same one 3 times in a row before we even change programming.
I'll watch Adam Schefter have to retell the same NFL story 5 times in 5 hours because I'm not changing that channel. But it's like now we're debating who's the GOAT again for the 15th time when the NBA playoffs are still going on. Like,
I mean, that was the best. I would watch SportsCenter and not realize that I had been rewatching an episode until I heard something and go, I heard him say that earlier.
Yeah.
And then, like, you kind of space out and you don't realize that you just kept watching again until you hear it for the 3rd time. And you're like, I got to change the channel at some point here.
And if your team won, like, you always got that, like, high. Like, you don't get that high anymore. The other morning I turned the volume up because they were playing a Yankees highlight. And it was when the Yankees won. I was like, fuck yeah, let me watch the whole highlight. I know what happens because I watched this whole game yesterday, but I'm gonna watch them tell me about it. Yes, that is an Aaron Judge home run. You're right. Yes, that is. That is another Juan Soto home run. Show it again. How far was that? Wow, that's a cool stat. And then they went on to the next one. I muted it and I went back to work. But like, you get that like fun of like, oh, that's my team. And now it's just, let's debate nonsense.
No, I didn't realize how big of a problem that is. But it's true. When the fuck did every sports network decide that they need a morning show? No, mornings are for highlights to catch up on what you missed the day before. Don't get me wrong. I love Good Morning Football. I think it's the best of them. But they've taken a 2-month break, so they're just showing old Super Bowls. And granted, there's no football to show right now anyway. But why the hell can't I just turn on highlights in the morning? And there should be no.
I don't have to
there should be no programs that start like their first program for the day should start at 11.
I'd be fine
of like whatever talk show you're doing.
You can put Pat McAfee on then, but like I don't want to have to think. I liked getting up for school. You don't have to listen. What is the debate? Do the Knicks need to tear down and bring Jalen Brunson in some help if they want to compete? I don't fucking know. The Knicks aren't playing right now. Let's not talk about the Knicks. And then like let's just go watch fucking highlights of the Celtics game and then talk about that. And then you'd watch like half of a press conference from a coach and stuff. Like you got all the highlights and all the behind the scenes stuff. It's like these are the games we want to talk about. I don't want to just debate nonsense. And
not everything has to be a debate.
That's what they did.
I think they did it on purpose, honestly, because it used to be
for guys.
You'd watch a bunch of the highlights, you would see what would happen in all of the games. Then 2 hours later would come cold pizza, and you would hear them debate the game, or not even debate the games, but talk about the games and get into debates. Just naturally, that would happen, and you'd be like, "I have an opinion on that because I saw what happened in the game." Now it's just like you turn on your TV and they're debating it, and you have no context for it, so you just kind of go off with it. It was their way of like monetizing Stephen A. and Skip being complete fucking morons. But if you didn't follow the game very closely the night before, you had no idea just how wrong they are about everything all of the time.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Like, you wouldn't be like, well, that didn't happen in the Padres game. Like, why? Like, I want to just watch. It was every baseball highlight, every baseball game they'd just run through. And then what was it? Web Gyms. Remember that?
Web Gyms was amazing. Baseball Tonight.
Baseball Tonight. But which is just Baseball Sports Center, which is awesome. That was what 10? Everything on ESPN was Sports Center or insert sports specific version of that. NBA Live. Guess what that is? 10. Sports Center for NBA.
I should be able to see the Sports Center top 10 twice before like work begins.
Every 30 minutes, I should be able to see the Sports Center top 10. Just run through it. It takes 2 minutes max. It's the 10 coolest things. I should be able to see that all the time. Why wouldn't you want to advertise that? Lead with it.
Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter what they're airing. The last 5 minutes at the top of the hour, no matter what show is on, they should just flip back to the Sports Center top 10. Because that's what you always do. Like, if I missed everything, I know, oh, shit, it's about to be 10 o'clock. I can turn on ESPN because I got 2 minutes. I'll catch the end of the top 10. Now, I think I randomly, accidentally catch one top 10, two top 10s every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's awesome every time you see it still. You're like, oh, I wish I knew when this was going to happen. But you have no fucking – because you never even know when it.
You locked in for that whole time. You're like, oh, we're on 7? What's the rest of them? Well, if that catches 7, what's number 1? And you watch that and you see if they're going to give it to some kid that they're just be like, well, this 5-year-old caught a popsicle from the ice cream man. How crazy is that catch? You're like, fuck, maybe watch all this for that. I mean, now, but.
And there was no rewinding back when we were in high school? No, if you missed it, you had to wait an hour.
You saw it or you didn't.
You ever like you miss like number 8? You're like, God, but I want to see what number 8 was. So you wait an hour and then you look away and you fucking miss it again. That was like the most defeating feeling.
That was the worst. They do have ESPN News will have Sports Center on in the morning, but
I don't even know what channel that is.
At work, I can't put it on ESPN News because I don't know what channel that is, and then like you can't log in remotely and watch it with my cable shit. So like. Just make it easier. Just make it easier, right? I don't want to watch Wimbledon. I don't want to watch the French Open. And I would rather just watch Sports Center all the time. Just leave Sports Center on until 10 or 11, and then people will be fine.
I don't know how to do this because I'm technologically moronic. What if someone just started a Twitter profile that was just called The Top 10, and every day they just posted individually each of the top 10 clips in the morning? But that's the thing, like, top 10 is supposed to happen in the morning. Sports Center doesn't come on until, like, what, 3 o'clock now? It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like in the afternoon.
It's like by the time it comes on, there's already games that have happened.
Yeah.
ESPN fucking just ruined their own shit. And it's frustrating.
People still watch it, though. All right, so that's pretty much everything we had. I had an exercise for us. Phrases that don't exist. We had done that a while back. I felt like maybe we bring that back up, mostly because I came up with some phrases that don't exist that I wanted to try out with you guys. See if those are yays or nays on them. So I'll start off if you can think of any as we go on. I would love it for you guys to weigh in too, but phrases that don't exist. All right. So these are some made up phrases. We're going to try and work them into our everyday lingo. Okay. First one is a Dalmatian can't change its spots. And that's just when, hey, it is what it is, man.
So you just flipped. The tiger can't change its stretch. All right. Because it works. I like it.
Because dogs are better than cats.
It's a dog. It's fact. Yeah.
Nails. All right. You're sailing too close to the wind. And that's just when, hey, you're fucking around. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. You saw how windy it was and you went out there sailing? You're sailing way too close to the fucking wind, dude. Again, it's kind of like the flying too close to the sun, but slightly different. So we're gonna go with that. But just try and tell somebody that's got a bad idea. You are flying way too close to the wind. Way too close to the wind, pal. This ain't dominoes. And that's just because one thing doesn't always lead to another. Just because Robert said that doesn't mean you need to do that.
I was thinking Domino's pizza.
No, because you know how when a domino falls,
no, I get it now.
It?
But I just immediately went to pizza because I'm fat.
Pizza's good. I thought that would work. Bobbing it. I don't know. I just bobbed it out there. Bobbing it like when a bobber goes up and down. I'm just throwing out some feelers. Hey, Pat, Robert, Memorial Day weekend. You guys want to come to my barbecue? I don't know what you guys got going on. Maybe we should get something together. That's me just bobbing it out there, putting out some feelers. You take the bait. You want to go. You're down. You're the fish that bites. You're down for it.
I got one.
Just trying to catch where everybody's laying on that.
You're squeezing the tube. And that's just like, listen, man, either you're pinching your pennies too much or you need to let go. Listen, the toothpaste is empty. You're squeezing the tube. Just let go, man.
I do like that.
I'm proud of that. Good. That just came to me.
You are really squeezing that tube, dude. You are squeezing the fuck out of that tube.
Dude, they're down 19 with 30 seconds left. Quit squeezing the tube, man. Just let go.
Squeezing the tube. Just take a knee. Just dribble it out. Just dribble it out. I had bowling. We're bowling it, and that's like if Pat and Robert were in an argument. I don't really want to get in this. I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm just going to try and stay in my lane. I'm bowling. I'm not guaranteeing you I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm just going to try. Goal of bowling is try and stay in your lane. That's what I'm going to try and do here. Not weighing in on that. Hey, I don't want to get involved, buddy. Hey, that fight's happening. Somebody's punching that guy. I'm not going to get involved. I don't know them. I'm not breaking that up. I'm just bowling.
A similar one.
I'm going to bowl this one.
A similar one you use a little differently, though, is you miss the sack. So it's like somebody said something, and they're pissing you off with it, but you're letting them know, like, listen, you're getting close, but you missed the sack, all right? If you had hit the sack, I'd be all over you for fucking forgetting me. But you missed the sack, but I'm right there. You're getting close to getting bopped in the nose, okay, buddy?
All right, on that note with sack, I had a paper bag situation. This is a real paper bag situation, and that's when, like, things are getting a little heavy here. Things are getting a little heavy. Plastic might not be enough. We gotta have to up that to paper bag. It's getting to be kind of a paper bag situation. Hey, there's storms coming in, guys. This might be a paper bag situation. I don't know if we're plastic bagging this. Katy Perry won't be happy.
Maybe you should say it's a double bag. It's a double bag situation.
You could double bag it too.
Because a paper bag sometimes can rip right through that bitch. Sometimes I think plastic is usually stronger than paper.
No, because you can carry more with paper.
I think just change it. Make it a
double bag it. It's a double bag. I like that.
Yeah.
Robert, you got any? You want to try out some? Just shoot from the hip, dude. These don't even exist. These are made up.
I got weirder than frozen noodles in a cone. as well as I got faster than a couple of boys podcasting.
That one you specifically probably use a lot.
Mm-hmm. I use that all the time. Tell it to Sam.
So does that one just mean it's slow?
Oh, it's something really.
It's like fast. An oxymoron. You're calling it fast, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. But it's like within like a 2.5 hour range, maybe.
Yeah.
Slightly shorter than that.
Yes, it's like a bless your heart kind of situation.
Bless your heart.
How long is it going to take? It's going to be about Two Boys podcast. And you go, fuck, it's going to take over 2 hours. God damn it.
This would be a good one to describe Robert when we do the podcast. You could say like jellyfishing. I'm jellyfishing, which is initially it just means like I'm going with the flow. I'm just kind of just going with things, man. I'm just vibing, but also like I'm very fragile and I could easily break down at any point in time. Like I'm just vibing, but like I could have a mental breakdown on a moment's notice. You have no fucking clue because jellyfish will just rip apart. They're just pieces of shit. Just do nothing but float and sting people. What that is a real piece of shit existence. Real piece of shit existence. If you're like all piece of shit existences, like not talking Hitler, obviously, but like animals and stuff, just living things, jellyfish, what the fuck?
But they're the light of the ocean.
They don't like, not all of them. What are the shitty ones doing? Just hanging out? Wasting
the plastic
time?
bag of the ocean.
They are the ocean's plastic bag. The Katy Perry of the ocean. I'm going to write that for the teaser. Are jellyfish the Katy Perry of the ocean?
Because they've got big tits, right?
Exactly. And that'll be how we get people to listen. All right. That's all we had. But those are phrases that don't exist. Maybe work some of those into conversation. My favorite one that I brought in, though, was just flying too close to the wind. Tell somebody that, and when they put it together, they kind of pause them for a second.
But I like squeezing the tube.
Squeezing the tube is really good. Really good. But yeah, if you guys got any phrases that don't exist, hit us up at @PassAwayPod. Hashtag PTG phrases. Maybe we'll do that. Let's make it like a once a month thing. That'd be a fun. Gets the brain going. Gets the brain going, you know? All right. Let's move on to, I guess that was it. That was the Precome segment. Let's move on to the Comeback Kids segment, brought to you this week by the Pass Grade merch store. Robert, we got some summer merch now? What's up? Tell everybody what's going on at the Pass Grade merch store.
Oh, we sure do. We also got tank tops in there. We got a bunch of like the ladlettes. We have a poster like.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, you got the shirt and the concert poster, basically, a tour poster.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like special edition poster. The first ever poster that we put out. We got more stickers, a new sticker pack. You know, classic
April Fool's Somewhere sticker in there. I saw that.
Yeah, we also have, what do we have? We have Gravy Gang Sun with like the sunglasses on the sun or say Gravy Gang in it.
That also has some dad hats too, right?
Dad
and
hats.
I like that is it turquoise, that little turquoise color?
Yeah.
Very summery. I feel like I've spent a ton of money on Pass Grade merch this year, but I feel like I'm about to just, the second I saw all of the ones he posted, like Robert had kind of like given us some clues on like what we were going to release, and then when I saw that, I was like, I think I'm just going to spend hundreds of dollars now.
Yeah, I think my personal favorite is the IP asterisk in pools. Like, listen to Pass the Gravy. I think that might be a personal favorite.
Yeah, I do like that a lot. That one will be very popular, and you're going to get a lot of looks at the pool this summer.
That's easily the shirt of the summer, and everybody needs to wear it to the pool. I can't wait to show up to a pool wearing that.
Then I mean the anywhere cassettes are sold, I like that too, because that is like the one place you can't really find us.
That'd be great if somebody was just like out there illegally ripping us to cassettes to sell on like a New York street corner.
Sell us out of like a trunk of a car.
Check out this mix.
Check out my mixtape. It's a podcast, but
there's like a group of Albanian immigrants that don't have regular podcasts and they still do cassettes. They're like, but we got to listen to Pass the Gravy.
We got to. PassAwayMerch.com, guys. This is, I mean, I know that I saw Mel Hyde was putting out some feelers. She was bobbing it out there for when the Pass the Gravy pool party might happen this year. I'm just saying, the IP and pools, listen to Pass the Gravy shirt might be the way to go. But I would get all of them. I would just get all of them if I were you. Shout out to Tessa G. I saw she had already made some orders. But if you're getting anything, PassAwayMerch.com. Take a picture of the order. You can black out all your address and your order number. Just let us know you ordered stuff. We like seeing you guys supporting the pod. And then when your stuff gets there, which it will get there fast because this isn't our old shipper where our old like shirt and merch people sucked and it would take 5 years to get to you. These will get out to you within a week probably. And when you put that bad boy on, let us see it. Show us you in that shirt, and we'll retweet you and give you a shout out on next week's podcast. PassTheGravyMerch.com. It's summer season. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Go get all your summer gear. Let's start with the Comeback Kid segment. Let's get right into that.
It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch.
Let's see. I guess Merch is the first Comeback Kid. That was an early Comeback Kid for the ad. But Merch, back. PassTheGravyMerch.com. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Tell your friends. PassTheGravyMerch.com.
Yeah, I spent my whole weekend working on that stuff. So you guys better buy it.
Yeah.
I also
go do it.
I also did an email thing. Like I sent out emails too. Like, like
I
a
saw
newsletter thing.
Summer merch drop.
I had to learn how to use all that stuff.
Looked really cool. I thought it was very classy.
It may have been in your spam, so check out your spam folder there, Pat, specifically.
Adjust your spam folder if it was. Make it not spam. That is not spam. Robert worked very hard on it.
I don't know if it's the spam or that made me miss it, or the other 1,852 emails in my inbox right now. But I'll make sure it's sorted correctly. But
what are you at, Robert? How many emails you got right now?
How many I don't know. I think it stops count at 99.
I have 18,660 on just my phone.
Yeah, it stops count at 99. So it says 99 plus.
Oh, like 99 total, like up to 100.
Yeah, like I don't.
Okay. I thought you meant like 9999999. Like you maxed out. I'm at 18,660.
Yeah, I don't have it like where it says it on the app on the little app icon.
I was off for a weekend. I was really good. I was really good about like just deleting all the spam ones because that's 90% of them. And then I didn't do it at all the week I was off, and it went like right back to like 5,000 more. I was like sick. Made no progress.
I used to try, and I unsubscribed from everything.
It doesn't matter. They don't listen to that.
I just keep getting them. I don't even know. I literally just unsubscribed from one because some random news organization told me that Norway and Ireland recognized the Palestinian state. And I was like, why am I getting this email from Start Daily? I don't even know what that is. I'm sure I'm going to I didn't touch anything. I didn't sign up for anything. That's just another new thing of emails.
We all know you're a big pro-Palestine guy, so
it's okay.
We don't have to talk politics on this. That's for your politics pot.
Every podcast needs one guy who's all up on the ticks, all right? And that's me.
Talking ticks with Pat.
But fuck email. It's horrible, and I hate it.
I have an idea for your podcast name if you do a politics one. I don't want to say on this, though. Well, I'll text it to you.
Yeah, text it to me.
It's going to be great. All right. Next Comeback Kid is Storms. That's pretty much the big one for the week. Storms are back. Shout out to us for getting the podcast in last week on Wednesday. Wednesday is a great day to record podcasts, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know about you guys, but when my power went out, it was right about when I would have been uploading the podcast for the week. If it had been 24 hours prior, and I was like, I would be very mad. And I wasn't happy my power went out. But I was like, I would be absolutely livid right now if we had just done a whole podcast and it was uploading and I couldn't upload it and we're just sitting with it.
So how long did you go without power?
So it was Thursday night. Was the Rangers playing that night? It was a hockey game I was watching, but the hockey game had just started, so it was probably like 6:30. Like right after puck drop, the first commercial break, the power went out. And then it came back for like a minute and then went back out again. And then it flickered on and off like real fast a couple other times, but like pretty much from like 6:30 until about 2:00 the next day. 2:00 in the afternoon the next day. So not a full 24 hours. But yeah, we had the benefit. We were lucky that we had like, okay, power's out, close the blinds, make sure like we've got whatever's left of the air conditioner that was still in the house, and it just got hotter. I know a lot of other people had to just like, it doesn't get any cooler after that. So we were luckily like by the time that it started heating up again the next day, I think we were pretty good. But yeah, Pat, you kind of had the worst of it. Robert, how about you? I know Pat he's got story, but how was yours?
I was probably without power for like half a second,
I fucking hate you so goddamn much.
and that was it. Honestly, it wasn't bad, where I'm at, but it's just weird because like I am like sort of like Montrose Heights.
Oh yeah, you're kind of
area.
central
Yeah.
located.
Yeah, so like
And
I am
that,
like
yeah,
pretty close to
that-
downtown.
And you were by two areas that had a lot of damage to it.
Mhm.
We didn't have any damage to our apartment. I mean, I was in the market for a house earlier in the last year, and I cannot tell you how happy I was that I didn't buy a house when saw this shit happening. Like T's and P's to everybody that was affected by it. And I like my aunt and uncle had a tree fall on their house. I had people that I knew that had their cars totaled when a tree fell on that. Like I said on the morning show the other day, I was like, I'm fucking anti-tree, dude. I'm anti-tree. Like I know that there's a lot of good that trees do. They're assholes. Kind of assholes. They're just breaking shit. They're just falling on things, tearing shit up. Like, I'm anti-tree.
Hold on, though. Don't go too far. Trees also very hot outside. Sit under your tree. You got some shade.
Yeah, so it can fall on your house later. No thanks.
You can also KISSING.
That's
Yeah, you
true.
can. That's true. That's true. But really, it was wild how much damage that shit did, and it was just wind. Like it was rainy for a little bit. It wasn't flooding this time. Houston just is it gonna be floods? I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be wind. Maybe it's just gonna be trees. Who fucking knows? Sharknado is a very real possibility in the future.
The weather just thought we were Oklahoma for fucking one day. It was bullshit.
Yeah, there were tornadoes. Apparently, tornadoes do happen at night because there were tornadoes at night. Remember, we answered that question that we asked on the podcast a few months ago. Yeah,
Dude, I was at work. I was at work when it hit. By the way, I didn't even know we were supposed to get weather that day. I'm not one of those people that checks the weather all the time anyway, but like I didn't even hear that a storm was possible. And all of a sudden, everybody's phone starts going off in the restaurant. You know, the emergency alerts, which apparently I turned mine off because I didn't get shit. But within within 2 minutes of that happening, it was raining sideways. Like we've got glass windows on two sides of our restaurant. Raining sideways. We had to lock the doors because the wind was blowing so hard it was going to pull them up. Cars are pulling off the highway. I'm actually shocked and proud of Houstonians and how everyone that was driving handled the storm. Because the way that storm blew through close to me, I thought we would have had, I'm talking dozens of fatalities on the road. I'm very proud of how everyone handled it. Everyone very safely got off the road. But that shit was crazy. Our outside patio chairs are very light. So all of a sudden, the patio's on the right side of the building and has like a cover on it that's got space underneath. Chairs got knocked over, blown underneath that one, just like being thrown around our parking lot in the front. Right. It was nuts. We had a bunch of people in the restaurant. So a lot of people got free food that night because we couldn't pay anybody out. All of our systems were down. Luckily, the restaurant got power back on Saturday morning, but like still, we had to throw out a lot of food.
Yeah, dude.
It was a crazy ass storm.
And just like there hasn't been, I mean, even with the ice storm a while back, like we went without power for a couple of days, but like there's people going on 5 days now. You know, like that's
what I had. I had 5 days without
you
power.
just fucking got the power back yesterday. I couldn't believe we had plans for you to come here today. Robert was talking to me beforehand. He was like, I figured we'd put you guys on the couch over there. We'd set it up this way. Like we had a whole backup plan where we thought power was coming here until last night. Like, was it like 7 o'clock when you were like, yeah, I got power back finally?
7. Yeah. Which I'll cover a good 10 minutes and not cool on this. I had a lot of things.
And I apologize if you're not cool with storm related. We tried to just pick a couple of them. I mean, a lot of it, like if anything fell in your house, that's terrible. Like there were a ton of not cools that were storm related. So I'm trying to condense as many of them this week as we could. So if you sent one in and it doesn't get read this week, just know I did not see it. We could do a not cool segment that could have been a whole podcast of its own today.
And honestly, I was lucky in it all. My house didn't get any damage. It was just without power. My best friend's house never lost power in Katy. So I was able to stay with him for like 5 days. But so all in all, not too bad for me. Just that sucked.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Shot storms, but not shot storms. Fuck storms. Also,
But
fuck
Storm
storms.
from X-Men, awesome.
Yeah. Sandstorm.
She's a
The
badass.
song, cool. Actual Sandstorm's not so cool.
That's all we can do.
All
Don't want to get
right,
stricken.
also back this week, bad boys in golf, because golf's golden boy Scotty Scheffler. This also is one that we just completely did. Like a lot of shit happened after we recorded the podcast last week. The storm, and then the following day it was like, and the world #1 golfer got arrested for running into a cop and then dragging him. And then it turns out maybe the cop was being kind of a hardo and didn't recognize that it was Scotty Scheffler. And we got the world #1 golfer in a orange jumpsuit, and then he still made it to his tee time.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And fucking killed it.
And I've learned, though, that this weekend, that a lot of women do not know who Scotty Scheffler is. Because if you tried to tell any female, they're like, wait, who? He's the #1 golfer in the world. And so, like, he was going to the tournament today, and there was this wreck. And so he was trying to go around the wreck because he thought that was just security. And this security guy, this cop thought he was just a pedestrian. So he grabbed onto his car, and Scotty drives him. And this guy's dragging him behind. And, like, I'm telling my wife that, and she's like, I don't care.
To be fair, a lot of dudes
this is
don't
crazy.
know who
It's
Scotty
crazy
Scheffler
stuff.
is too.
That's true.
Like, a lot of people still don't follow golf at all, which I get.
But I learned quickly that I was like, this is not a story that many women care about unless they're into golf. But it was interesting, and it was a whole morning. And then apparently these charges look like they're going to get dropped. There were a lot of cops that worked. Most of the cops that worked that PGA Championship tournament that this happened at were golf fans that had volunteered, and there was an accident, like a traffic fatality that other cop was responding to, and that's the only reason that, like, he was the one that had that happen with Scotty Scheffler. And I feel like if any other cop that was one of the volunteer cops had been there, they would have been like, Scotty Scheffler, come on, pal.
Which, the way the alert got sent out too,
you thought he killed a guy.
Yeah, I thought Scotty Scheffler killed a guy in a traffic accident.
It was like, Scotty Scheffler arrested after fatality accident.
Yeah. And it was like, what? And they're like, no, some guy, pedestrian, got hit by a car and died that caused the traffic, that caused Scotty to try and get around it. And then a hardo cop, like, jumped on top of his car and then said that Scotty dragged him. But then his chest camera was turned off during this entire... Like, what's the point of it if it's not turned on all the time? Or they just know the footage makes the cop look like a complete fucking dickhead. So they conveniently lost it.
I don't know. I did
that
like
shit was
the
crazy
take, though, because just you had the people that immediately rushed to the take, like, this is the craziest golf story that has ever happened ever. Can you believe this? I was like, well, there was like one Thanksgiving we all woke up and the story was Tiger Woods was passing out on Ambien, and his wife found his phone, and he was texting his mistresses. And so then she chased him with a golf club, and he tried to drive away while on Ambien, and then passed out in his car and ran into a fire hydrant or a tree. Like, that was a little bit crazier.
And then we all found out that Tiger Woods wasn't the most perfect human being ever.
Also, Tiger Woods
was
fucked like
fucking
every waitress ever.
All of them. He fucked all of the waitresses. Like, if your girl ever waitressed near a golf course that Tiger played at, she cheated on you.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a Hooters. But then
or
it
Perkins,
wasn't Tiger.
Perkins family restaurant.
I was going to say, if it was at a Hooters, it was just she blew John Daly. But then again, who wouldn't? He's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, John Daly's cool. We listened to another podcast that they're doing the John Daly challenge, and it was like I think he had 14 beers. How many Snickers?
No.
And it
wasn't beers because it was during it. He had I think it was 4 Snickers, 2 Cokes, 2 packs of cigarettes in 18 holes. That's 40 cigarettes in 18 holes.
And so they were going to do the John Daly challenge. So they had to smoke 40 cigarettes, play around a golf, eat all of those Snickers. That's their 999 challenge.
I would be like, dude, can I change it to 20 beers and 20 cigarettes? I think I could do that.
I would love
It would still
to make
be very
Robert do
hard.
a challenge where he just has to smoke 9 cigarettes on a golf course. That would be hilarious. Just to watch Robert bet. I can't read.
It would not be fun at all.
It'd be funny. The content would be funny though. Content would be funny. At the time, it would suck a lot, Robert. But like, think of the content.
I wish Live Golf came about 20 years ago because there was no more perfect golfer for Live than John Daly. Now maybe he wouldn't do it. I don't know what his stance would even be
He's
if
American.
he'd be willing to take their
Pro
money.
America.
I'm sure he would though because it's John Daly. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this money. I'm gonna buy Hooters, not a Hooters. I'm going to buy Hooters, the company. But John Daly on the Live Tour would be fucking like he's just out there, no shoes on. He wears shorts anyway. Half the holes he takes his shirt off. Oh, that's how you would get me to watch.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But just golf. Anytime golf's back in the headlines, it's wild. And then was the bad boy in golf? We had Happy Gilmore. We had John Daly. We had Tiger Woods. And now, the Mount Rushmore of bad boys in golf. Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods, John Daly, and Happy Gilmore.
Can we make that shirt?
Robert, can you make that shirt?
I don't know if people would buy it.
We can't say the name. Yeah. Somebody Photoshop the.
Oh, I think we would sell it. We just got to spam it into enough golf Instagram pages. People would buy the shit out. I'm just saying, can we get it? I know other companies get away with likenesses. I don't know how that works though.
We just can't. Maybe we can't say their name.
Yeah, it just says Bad Boys of Golf, and then each of them superimposed.
Yeah, people would know. They'll know. We'll see.
I think that shirt would sell.
Maybe we'll just make it a graphic. I don't know. And then people argue.
We'll look into it.
Wait, no. Who's somebody that they get pissed about? We can take Happy Gilmore off, but who's somebody that like absolutely not a bad boy? I'm trying to think of like is there a cheating golfer?
Tony
Angel
Finau.
Garcia.
Angel
Garcia.
The cheating. No. The cheating golfer was Patrick Reed. He's who it should be, Patrick Reed. Everyone fucking hates him.
I don't want to. Well,
golfers do. Golfers do. He cheats, and he also stole money from his teammates in college, like out of their wallet in the locker room.
Okay, I'm gonna put Patrick Reed, but I'm gonna put Patrick. What's the?
All the golfers hate him. All the everyone fucking hates him.
Is it Patrick Stewart? Sir Patrick
Stewart. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Patrick Stewart's face as Patrick Reed's face on the thing, so then it just gets it more warped. Patrick Reed and Patrick Reed. They're like, that's not even Patrick Reed. Yeah, nobody knows what he looks like.
It's true.
No, he looks, just go with that. That's a generic Patrick Reed. That's what AI said Patrick Reed was. Last comeback kid I had, Eli Manning. Because this is my show, so I get to say he's comeback kid. He won an Emmy. So Eli Manning also is now going to try to become the first person ever to achieve the LGOT. I know the EGOT is big in Hollywood, where you get the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, the Tony, but nobody has ever gotten the Emmy, Lombardi, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Eli already has the first two. We just got to find a way to get Eli a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So Tonys are plays, Oscars are movies, and what is the Grammys are music, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he won the Emmy for the Manning cast. It was a sports Emmy, so it counts. Still counts. So he's got an Emmy. Tom Brady, no Emmys.
I mean,
we could point that out. Tom Brady, 0 Emmys. Eli,
he might win the next 12.
One more thing. Eli's better than Brady at playing him in Super Bowls and Emmys. Peyton also won one, but Eli's my guy, so I'm gonna side with Eli on this, anyways. Peyton could also go for the LGOT. So what I'm gonna just come out and say is like I'm going to dedicate my life to getting Eli Manning this LGOT. If anybody can put me in contact with Eli, like I'm your boy. I will write you a play. I will make sure this play gets done. I'll make it a fucking killer play. And like we've got Eli's content king already. Like, okay, Alex, how are we gonna do this? We just write a song. We write a song about Eli Manning's career. That's great. Remember he did Football on Your Phone with Peyton? That was a cool song. I don't know how that didn't win a Grammy. It probably should have. Oscars. We can make the Eli Manning story. Oh, no, there's an undefeated team. Who's the team that could beat that team? Seems like that would be a pretty good movie. kind of like Miracle, but better. And then Tony, I could write an Eli Manning life story play, like a story about the Mannings. Fucking done.
So here's what I think we need to do for it. One, for Grammy, get Lonely Island to make a song about him and have him in it. Make it so good that he wins the Grammy for it. The Oscar, Manning family documentary.
Yep. I
That's
mean,
what you gotta,
it's so
you gotta
easy.
go the documentary. You got to go the documentary route for that. Tony, I think we get him to host the Tonys, and I think that counts.
No, because you have to win a Tony Award to be.
He won at hosting the Tonys.
Well, obviously, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying for real though, because if we can get our boy Eli, like an ELGOT,
so we
like,
get him to host. We get him to host the
do?
Tonys. At the beginning of the Tonys, they do a musical number. Okay. At the end of the Tonys, they present the Tony for best musical number at the Tonys, and he wins.
That'd be cool.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Also, what if we substitute Grammy for Gravy? Because like we could make that happen this year. And we got 2 left to go.
Manning of the year.
Yeah,
because if
athlete of the year, who do we have? Because I think I added Scotty Scheffler on.
I don't know
Friday.
about athlete of the year.
Athlete of the year, Caitlin Clark
Scheffler.
and Scotty Scheffler are the 2 nominees so far.
But if we make it Manning of the year, and Arch doesn't really play this year, I think Eli's he's in the running.
Well, Arch also didn't sign his rights over to where you could use his name and likeness, so we can't use Arch technically.
It's a good point. I didn't think about it that way.
That would be our logic to make sure that we shoehorn Eli into winning.
Texas
we need him to win this year.
12.
Yeah. Texas QB 12. Just like he's gonna be on the game. But like if we just substitute that, then he's got his Emmy, he's got his Lombardi, he's got his Gravy. Just get an Oscar and Tony. That's easy. Easy.
I think he can do it. Because he's in that weird thing where like he looks and his voice sounds like. Let me finish and don't get mad at this. You gotta let me finish the thought, Alex. It doesn't sound.
I've heard all the dumb things. It doesn't sound.
No, it doesn't sound electric. But once you hear him start talking and like listen to what he's saying and how funny it is, he just has a not boring voice, but almost kind of monotone voice is what it is. So he sounds like he's not interesting. But once you start listening, you're like, this guy is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Get that like dry delivery. Him and Peyton are good back and forth.
Peyton's more handsy, and he's got a little bit more of that weird accent that he does.
Because he hung out with Brad Paisley so long.
Yeah, but Eli just is more of the everyman. They both have great stink faces.
Yeah. No, Eli had one of the best. And
I never thought I would really like Eli, but he's hard to not like. He's very fun.
I can't tell you how much it's warmed my heart in his like because he was just shat on forever. Like, oh look, it's the Derpy Manning guy. Look at him. It's the Derpy Manning bro. Look at him looking sad on the sideline. Look at him with that dumb face. Like he won 2 Super Bowls, was the MVP of both. Fuck you. And then he gets shit on. And then like he goes on the Manning cast like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I got to see him doing all the Giants interviews and all the time. Like he was a cool dude like that all the time. Now everybody
Manning cast,
he's got a personality. He's a fun guy.
I don't know why anyone would watch the regular broadcast this year because they said that Belichick is joining it. I don't know if it's going to be for every single one, but the whole time they're going to have Belichick going at Peyton for being like, I kicked your ass continually over the year. And then Eli just going to be like, hey there, Bill. Remember me?
Bill, Eli, ever heard of me?
It's going to be, dude, that's
2007, 2012, remember?
Because they're all just going to be throwing little jabs at each other and shit talking the whole time. The Manning cast is going to be fucking brilliant this year. Just give him another Emmy right now.
Do you think we could write a Tony Award winning play that's about Eli Manning's collaboration with Corona Light and Carmelo Anthony? Because I feel like that might be. They're just based off of those Corona commercials where he's like, "I'll have another Corona to the courtside seat we're at."
I think we need to make a short play. Like I know how Oscars they have shorts in there. I don't know if Tony's does.
Yeah.
But if we create one,
dude,
and make our own category, and there's nobody to run against them. It's like a Tony short. It's like a 5-minute. Really, it's a skit, is what it is, with a little bit of musical number.
Like a
Maybe
short
we just
story.
sing a
It's
couple
a short
notes.
story. Yeah, short film or short story. You can definitely do that. And then we just got to find like.
But that's
in
Oscar.
politics.
But we have to make it a play, so we do have to put it on somewhere. We can even, dude, you can do it on a street corner.
We
Art
gotta
is
find it
everywhere.
like in politics where like we're running unopposed. So
Yeah.
like what's not got anything? Is there any good Asian films coming out? Like is there any like Middle Eastern / Asian foreign film short stories? Like we could maybe write we could find that genre and then put like an Eli twist to it. And there's nothing else. It's like we won that. And then he definitely be best friends with us, right? If I got him an Elgot.
I think you guys would be best friends.
Do you think he'd be bad? I just want to be best friends with him.
I think me and him would be buds. We wouldn't be best friends. We'd be buddies.
When I hang out with him, just some dude, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's my friend Alex."
My problem is I would be like, "You want a beer?" And he'd be like, "It's 11 a.m." And I'd be like, "Oh, you're one of those people, a normal."
No, I feel like Eli would party. I feel like Eli would
I
party.
don't know, he's busy.
We'll
I
get
think
him
he's got shit to do.
Market. He's gonna win. He's gonna win a gravy this year.
We got to run into him at a horse race sometime. That's when he would.
I could see that. Shout out Eli though. Congratulations on the Emmy, buddy. Let's move on to our not cool segment. There's a lot of things in life that are not cool, and one of those things is definitely not Eli Manning, nor is it his collaboration with Corona, because I'm now introducing you to the Corona collabed Hey Dudes. You guys ever heard of Hey Dudes? Those are my dog walking shoes. I just got hooked up with some new Hey Dudes. They're Corona collabs. Look at that. Look at that. I got a little Corona theme on the back. And then check it out. Find my beach. Yeah, my beach are my shoes. My beach are my shoes. Look at this.
That's sick.
The inside soles are a beach. Yeah, Hey Dudes. If you haven't rocked the Hey Dudes, I'm sure you've seen them. They're those canvas cloth shoes that everybody's rocking around in. They're the newest comfort, the newest style. These are the Wally Windy specific Corona collabs. You can get these at Academy or heydude.com. Say hi, or it's time to say hey to high tides and low stress because it is summer. Get your Hey Dudes. I love these. These are my dog walking shoes because when it was muddy after it rained, you can walk in these. I mean, I haven't walked in these yet, but the ones that I do have Hey Dudes that I normally walk the dog in. You can throw them in the wash. If they get muddy, they can get dirty. You can get all kinds of shit on them, and then they're good to go. You step in dog shit, just hose those bad boys down. You don't have to carve them out or anything like that. They're awesome, like no worry shoes. You can wear them anywhere. They're the shit, dude. Hey Dudes and Corona. Go check them out, guys. Pure style relaxation, just a step away. Hey Dude and Corona go-tos. Find your chill with this exclusive new collab available at Academy and academy.com. Hey Dudes and Corona, welcome to Pass the Gravy. Welcome to Pass the Gravy. A lot of things are not cool. They will never be one of them. Let's get into the not cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
We need that. Hey, dude, that's not cool. That's not cool as the jingle now. If they like hey dude, if you want to come on permanent, long term, huh? We can work that in there. If you have a not cool that happens to you guys and gals throughout the week, you stub your toe, maybe you were without power for 9 years, like a lot of people in this city were. Hit us up on Twitter. We're at Pass the Gravy Pod. Use the hashtag PTG not cool. That's how we search for them. Hashtag PTG not cool to at Pass the Gravy Pod. And then also make sure if you are listening to us, did you know that you can go watch us wherever you watch your podcast? And by that, I mean YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@PassTheGravyPodcast or just youtube.com. Search Pass the Gravy Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're liking it. And then what did we just say? Hey, dude. Just say, hey, dude. Comment that on the post today. Or what else? What do we want him to comment in the video today? Give us a phrase that you made up. Give us a made up phrase. Make up a phrase. Something weird. Or just
tell us about a time you were squeezing the tube.
Yeah. Tell us who you think could squeeze the tube. Or a time. Yeah, something. Just say squeeze the tube. Say squeeze the tube. And then give us a thumbs up on that YouTube, but subscribe to it and then share us with a friend. If you are watching us on YouTube, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you are, if you're doing either of those, hit the other one. If you're watching us, hit play on the audio version. If you're listening to us, hit play on the video version. Help us out. Let's get clicks both places. Pass the Gravy Pod on YouTube. All right, let's get into our first listener viewer submitted not cool. This is from Mikey Paul at It's Just Mikey P on Twitter. And Mikey says his not cool is grabbing a hot bowl out of the microwave without realizing how hot it was and burning myself.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
And the microwave is a tough territory to navigate because sometimes you don't have to like worry about how hot something is. Sometimes you just heat it up and it's like the bowl will be fine. This container that it's in is good. But then sometimes you put it in one of those glass bowls and you forget about it. No, that's bad news. Bad news bear for you.
Or you ask somebody to heat something up for you, and then you go to grab it and you didn't realize how long they put it in there, and you go to grab it and it's fucking 7,000 degrees.
Yeah.
The microwave can be a fickle bitch.
A real fickle bitch. Sometimes you fly a little close to the wind, Mikey, when you're messing with the microwave. That was one of those times.
I hope you didn't burn your fingerprints off like Will Smith and Men in Black.
Yeah.
Or actually, maybe you did, and then the government can't track you. So, silver lining.
I always wonder what happens if you really did that. It'd be crazy. It'd be insanely painful, but like they're just like, we can't track him. I'm sure there's other ways. Raimundo Benavides. He's at KMundoB on Twitter. And this is actually really good, not cool. He says his not cool is being at the dentist, about to get my teeth cleaned, and I got bubble guts. If you don't know what the bubble guts are, it's when everything's going great, everything's fine, you feel rumbling in your tummy.
Blah, 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 blah.
And it's shitting time. And it's not shitting time when you're done with whatever you're doing. It's shitting time now. And it's either coming out then or you're going to have to find a way to get it out. That is not ideal. I did not hear any gruesome update from Raimundo. So I would imagine he made it work and that he was probably able to find one of their facilities to use beforehand. But just anytime you get the bubble guts, that's a panic move at any time. You get sweaty. You're like, oh shit, I got to go now.
So sweaty. It's the sweatiest you'll ever be in your life.
You can be at home and the bubble guts hit you. You just get all sweaty. Like, oh, I'm panicking. Like, I'm at home. I can just walk over here. But it's just that fight or flight mentality kicks in.
I did read something about it one time. That apparently it's like there's a nerve down in like the bottom of your colon or like near your anus or something. That like that's it, when it hits that, it causes you to get all sweaty. So like it's like a body reaction for you to be like, hey, you have to go now because it's knocking on the doorstep.
Yeah, I can see that. For sure. And there's like a certain point where it's like you've just held it and there's like a point of no return where it's like, do not cross this line.
It's like, listen, I hate to delay you, but if you put that drill on my tooth, it's going to force you to have to shut down this dentist office today.
It's going to be
so
no
I need
fun
you to
for
give
any
me,
of us.
I need you to give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not ideal at all, Mundo. Not ideal at all, buddy.
Sorry,
let's go. I'm gonna skip this one real fast, but let me go to Samantha Garcia at _XXSamG3 on Twitter. And Sam says, my oldest has had back-to-back ear infections. We saw an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, just to be told it's not his ears. It's his adenoids. Pat, look up adenoids. It's his adenoids, and he will need surgery. First off, T's and P's. Hoping that the surgery goes well. I'm hoping it gets scheduled fine, and hopefully he's not in pain for as long as he cannot be in pain. That sucks, dude. And when it's a kid, especially, having to like explain that to them and then like them not being able to tell you all the way what's hurting or not being able to understand why it's hurting. That shit's scary. Did you find out what adenoids is yet?
So the adenoid, it's like just behind and on either side of your tonsils. It's like a little gland that's right there. It's part of your immune system. It helps trap germs that enter your body through your nose and mouth. So it's actually like behind the
filter.
tonsil, and it's like right there behind the nasal passage too. So it just filters shit out. And usually they disappear. They begin to shrink around 5 and disappear by adulthood. But I guess they got them in time.
Wait,
kid.
we don't have adenoids?
Well, are we adults?
In theory, yes.
I mean, physically, I guess. So yeah, we don't have the adenoids anymore. We are void of adenoids.
Void of adenoid. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, void. That would have been a fucking great
Add a void.
body sprint. No, just void.
Void would be good. Spray into the void. That's just how you waste all your stuff. This one's a pretty good one. So yeah, we said a lot of you guys had storm related ones. Josh Tree had this one. He says my hashtag PTG not cool is having to use my vacation days for Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday because we didn't have power at work. Now we do, and it's a shit show. It's going in at 3 the rest of the week, and probably not off Sunday and Monday, even though it's Memorial Day.
Hold on. Your job can't make you use vacation days because they don't have power. That's literally illegal. So, if they told you have to use your vacation days, don't. Just be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, they can't.
They legally can't make you cause vacation days on days that they can't do business. Because
if you're like hourly, they can probably be like, well, we can't pay you for that because you weren't working.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't be like, you got to take a vacation day.
Oh, maybe that's it. He's taking his paid vacation day so he still gets paid. That could be it. But he's still having to take the vacation days.
But yeah, you shouldn't have to take the.
Well, no, but that's the thing. If he still wants to get paid for those days, he might have to take paid vacation. I think that's probably bullshit. What it is.
But it's like,
I mean, it's an hourly
my vacation was this. I had 2 weeks of vacation. I had planned a week of vacation, and now that is eating into that. That's not on him. It shouldn't be his responsibility because the company didn't have power.
I mean, that's how it is when you're hourly. I bet if his boss sent in a not cool, it would be my employees figured out a way to make us still pay them even though we weren't open by using their paid vacation days.
And I'd be like, well, you should have paid them and just been like, fuck you, dude.
But you can't. If there's no money coming in, you can't pay.
Well, I'm on Josh Tree's side because I'm biased. So
I am.
So
I am
fuck
too.
that guy.
I'm just saying.
But the other guy.
I hope that's what's happening. If his companies just make Josh, if your company's making you take vacation days because they were closed and you're not doing this to game the system, which if you are, congratulations. Yeah, that's illegal, and just push back on it. And then if they fire you for it, you have a massive class action lawsuit firing you for trying to do something illegal. And then you won't have to work for 6 months probably because you'll get a lot of money.
Yeah, you can be rich. That'd be cool. You can work for us.
I need a follow up on this. I need to know exactly how it happened.
Because that is, I mean, just either way, it's shitty. It's shitty. Like, well, do you want to make money? Because you can't make money. And now you got to work these days you didn't plan on working. If you got childcare problems with that, fuck you. Like, you got to figure it out. That sucks.
It's just it's blue collar life, baby.
All right, let's wrap it up with one more listener viewer submitted one. This is from Jordan Welch at J_Welch 2795 on Twitter. And Jordan says, his not cool is the one time I can come to a Sabercats game. No one from the Gravy Gang showed up to keep me company. I left an hour into the match. Jordan, I gave tickets away. We have the Sabercats as sponsors. I got 10 pairs of tickets, and I gave Jordan one of those pairs. The Sabercats are there to keep you company.
Yeah, how dare you?
Sabercats are there to keep you company, pal. They're 10-1. Best team in rugby. 10-1.
Stay. Pay attention. Learn something about the
10-1.
game.
You
so
left?
next time you can teach somebody.
You left the Sabercats. You walked out on the fucking Sabercats?
That's like leaving a game for the 2017 Astros because your buddy couldn't make it. You're still there to see a wagon, okay?
Just correct me if I'm wrong, but they advertise with the pod. That would make them Gravy Gang, would it not?
They are.
So
they are gang.
You said there's no Gravy Gang there to keep you company, but the very reason you were there was in fact Gravy Gang, Jordan. So I feel like your company was already there. That's keeping you coming. It's a game.
It sounds like Jordan. I tell you, you're the not cool in this one.
That's you got free tickets and left the best rugby team in the league. You walked out
on the planet.
On the planet. Best rugby team on the planet. You're right. I stand corrected. You walked out on the best rugby team on the planet, winning a game. I'm just glad they didn't lose, because if they lost, we would have had to blame it on Jordan.
I didn't check the dates on this, but was that the game where we were up like 35-3 at one point?
I don't know.
I don't remember when though. I remember like not long ago I had it on one of the side TVs at work, and I looked up and they were up like 30 fucking points on somebody.
That was the last home game I want to say.
That could have been it. And we kicked the shit out of that team. But yeah, Jordan, come on, man. You gotta hang in.
I hate to say it, but I don't like. The next time we get Segregated tickets, I can't give you the tickets because you might just leave.
That's a good point.
Why would I give tickets to somebody who's just gonna bail?
It's tragic.
You mad the Gravy Gang bailed on you? I can't. Like, if I gave Gravy Gang tickets out to everybody, it would look pretty obvious, you know. It would look kind of obvious.
It'll be very obvious.
But then also, like, there was a storm. People have kids. Other things happened. I'm sorry that the Gravy Gang couldn't make it out. Walking out in the Sabercast, that ain't the answer. That ain't the answer. You're quit. That's a quitter. That's a quitter mentality. We are not quitters here on this podcast. We either win or we were screwed over because somebody was cheating. We don't quit.
Never quit. Never quit.
If something
I
doesn't
will
go
walk away and disregard, but I will not quit.
Right.
There's a difference. I don't know what it is, but there's a difference.
I didn't quit on baseball last year. I was in Mexico when the Rangers won, so I'm not recognizing that championship. It's not me quitting. I'm right back in this year. I just don't have to recognize that championship. I wasn't in the country. I think that's fair.
I mean, I'd say that's fair.
Jordan, it sucks. You felt lonely, but you had the best rugby team in the world. You had like, we have the iHeart section. You were in a private section, bud. It's like giving sweet tickets to somebody and then being like, this sucks. I'm leaving.
You had sports. You had food. You had booze. I don't know what else you want in life, man.
You had free tickets. Free entertainment. Gravy.
Buy a couple drinks. Stimulate the economy, you know?
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed, Jordan. I thought you were better than that.
Just be better.
I still love you. Let's just hope we can use this as a learning experience. All right, buddy? Again, we're not mad. Just disappointed. All right. I will lead off with my not cool for this week. And mine is a pretty minor one compared to a lot of other people's. But the power being out throughout the city made lights either all the way out or just blinking red, which a lot of people, I learned, do not know that means four-way stop. I don't know how people don't know that means it's a four-way stop. I don't know how that adults don't know how to navigate a four-way stop. I don't know how that more people have not died over the last week just by four-way stop, just accidents, because there are people that just think that it's just a free-for-all. You just pick and choose when you like. If you're next to another car and that car goes, you go. If the car to your left goes, then it's your turn to go next. If the car to your right goes, it's clockwise and just fucking go. If you pull up to a light, if you pull up to there and you think, oh, well, the other car just went, and the people to both sides of you go. Just fucking go. Just fucking go. It's very easy to read the room. And if you start ooching out at first, just start ooching out and then just go and make a move. Make a move. When it's your turn, make a move. Don't just wait and 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 then go. But nope, not my turn. Not my turn. It's just chaos. And when like AI takes over, like they are going to be the first people they wipe out. They're going to go sit at four-way stops and just fucking murder people because they know that no one's going to go anywhere. That's how AI is going to kill us all. I figured it out.
The one that pissed me off the most, and it doesn't affect traffic, but it's just you're a piece of trash human being move, was the people that would be in line at those four-way stops, waiting. And when they got to second in line, when the person in front of them went, they also just gunned it behind them.
Yeah.
Because they're so fucking important that I just get to go, just wait. It's going to be maybe maximum 15 more seconds until you get to go. Wait your fucking turn, dude. Don't you? Oh, I'm gonna game this system. I'm gonna go because I'm important. I have to get where I'm going. Fuck you, you douchebag. But also, so many people just don't know how to work that four-way fucking
They
stuff.
don't. And then adding, like, just on top of that being not cool is we were going, my wife and I have to go to the doctor to check on the baby every week now, since we were like in that final month. And we were on our way Monday to go to a baby appointment, and there were a bunch of lights that were out. And there was this guy that was just kind of weaving in and out of traffic before all the lights were out, like before we got to the lights that were out. And he had a vanity license plate. And I've always been anti-vanity license plate, but I'm very pro-vanity license plate now because his name was Tim, because his license plate was "It's Tim." And Tim was mad that day. Tim was chain smoking cigarettes out of his white car and honking at fucking everybody. And he was the second car at 2 green lights where the car went when the light turned green. But like, I'm talking like lights, red, green. Like, go. Like, he didn't have time to put his foot on the gas, man. What are you doing? And then we sat at a very, 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 very backed up 4-way stop for 10, 15 minutes. And Tim was honking from the back of that line, telling people in the front, hey, it's your turn to go. I was like, I don't even know. You can see whose turn it is to go. I don't even know. But like the last like 8 cars before it was his turn to go, he was honking every fucking time. Beep, 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 beep. And it's like, people are turning around looking at you, man. Like, you don't seem like a sane person when you're doing that. You don't seem like a sane person. And when your vanity license plate is very easy to remember, it's probably a bad move.
So it was just ITSTIM.
Yeah.
It's Tim. All right, let's look this motherfucker up.
Don't dox anybody on the podcast.
I'm not going to dox him on the podcast. I'm just going to find the information for you to do with what you will.
I'm not going to do anything with it. I don't want to see that guy. It was just like, man, settle down. You're flying too close to the wind.
Oh, it's going to be one of those websites where it shows it's loading 17 different fucking times, and then it's like, okay, now pay us $76. That's what it seems like it's going to be.
I'm trying to think of all the made up phrase. Maybe Tim was jellyfishing that day. And
he was just going with it.
He was just going with it, and then he was fragile in traffic.
Maybe he didn't have enough money to buy the E. Maybe it was supposed to be "It's time," and he was like, "It's time to go! It's time to go!"
Yeah.
Yeah. Means go. Either way, dickhead. Absolute dickhead.
And he's squeezing too much of the tube. He's just squeezing that tube too much, Tim.
Squeezing the shit out of that tube, man.
He's squeezing the fuck out of that tube. And by tube, I mean horn. That horn was doing work, but those might not cool. People who don't understand the 4-way stops. What you guys got? Good.
Robert, you want to go? Because I could fill a fucking novel with what I got.
Oh, yeah, I'll go quickly. It's just getting to a show after it like gets past everyone. Sam and I are watching Fallout right now, and
fuck yeah, dude! Talk to me about it. Let's go.
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
Well, we're not done. Yeah, we're not done yet. Yeah, we're still.
I love being that guy. People that you just got into this, text me about it. I want to talk. About it.
Yeah, like, we're not watch 2 shows at the same time kind of people. So we have been previously watching Umbrella Academy. Like, okay, let's finish this, and then after this, we'll get to Fallout. So, like, now, finally watching Fallout. Been really good. I think we only have, like, 2 episodes left of Fallout. So, like, yeah, it's really good. And
pretty nails on it. It makes you want to play the game, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I knew nothing about the game beforehand.
I got sucked back into once you know the lore of the game, like, I just got all the way back into it, and I re-downloaded one of the games I had, and I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to just suck all of my time into this game. But yeah, Fallout's such a good show. I saw that they were like talking about season 2, and like they haven't even started shooting season 2, and I was just getting jacked reading about possible scenarios that could go down in season 2. Yeah, it's a very well done show.
Now I'm having to like catch up on like all the other conversation. Like, oh, now I can watch some podcasts of like some episodes that I've watched or read some of the things. But like,
oh yeah,
it's already passed by. Everyone's already moved on to the next thing. But I'm like,
no, dude, no. You gotta go. You don't. Do you look on Reddit all the time? Go to the
Mm-mm.
Fallout Reddit, the subreddit. Like that's what I love doing when like on Mad Men every day. I just like look at the Mad Men subreddit, and it's just people who are like, hey, I'm watching this for the 5th time. Look what I noticed this time. And I'll just be like, I also noticed that. Thumbs up. That's cool. Hey, that's neat. And then I get to share fun facts that I learned from other people with Emma. I'm like, hey, Emma, remember that scene when Joan did this to Don? That actually was done because of this. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. Like some guy on Reddit said it. Now it looks like I knew it. But
That's what I should
absolute
do.
nails show though.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching so we were watching Mad Men together, but when Emma's not here show is I've been watching that Welcome to Wrexham show with Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds. And that's pretty good. Even if you don't like soccer, it's cool. They're just kind of funny guys. And I just wish I was a billionaire that could buy a bunch of stuff. I just want to own more teams. Really, I would own a lot of teams. Really what I would do. Jeff Luneau, he owns that team I think he lives in Cancun now and owns a soccer team that just won a championship. And I was like, how fucking sick is that? They're like, fuck you, get out of the MLB. He's like, I'll go to Cancun and win there too. I don't care. I got a
It's not an
system that
American
wins.
team. If I was him, I would buy like an independent league baseball team.
No, you're not gonna make any money on that.
Who gives a fuck about independent baseball championships? You buy a team, go win a ship in Cancun.
You think he's
best
making a
case
shit
scenario,
ton of money owning a random little team in Cancun?
Worst case scenario, you live in fucking Cancun. He's rich already, bud.
That sounds horrible. You're not living in America.
Like he's like living like the America of Cancun, you know? He's living like Cancun where like you're rich in Cancun. Like he's like in a resort basically all the time.
Pretty sure Cancun still has cartels.
Yeah, he's probably paid him off. He's cool. He's the guy that owns their favorite soccer team. They fucking love him.
Yeah, but if
He's
they lose,
Pablo Escobar.
They'll kill him now.
No, they already won for him. Once you win, you live. Like glory lasts forever, dude. Legends never die.
I mean, I gotta imagine it can't be too much more to buy an MLS team than to buy a Cancun team because it means more down there. But
difference is the MLS is a Ponzi scheme.
I don't doubt that.
It's 15. Look up St. Louis City SC. Or no, San Diego MLS team cost. Because that is the last team I think that just got bought. So this is basically what happens when you want like, hey, I'd like to buy an MLS team, and then Don Garber, the head guy of what's it called?
500 million.
So 500 million. You want to buy like so basically Don Garber and the MLS are like abso-fucking-lutely, dude, $500 million, and you're like,
that's more than David Tepper paid to bring an expansion team to Charlotte in 2019.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is that also for? Wait, so, is that for Charlotte? Oh, I thought they meant for like that for the NHL or NFL.
But go look at what like Charlotte FC. What did Charlotte FC cost?
It was $325 million.
Okay.
In 2007, so Toronto FC paid $10 million. $10 million in 2017.
Okay, so regardless, $10 million. Say you put $10 million down. That goes into this big slush fund that the MLS has where they don't have relegation. In English soccer, if you're the bottom 3 team, you get kicked out of that league and you go to the lower league, and there's 3 teams that come up there. So you got hungry people. And then you have people that are like LAFC where they just go buy all of the guys that come in. Because it's not like European soccer. You have like one big contract guy. The MLS makes all of this money, and then they just keep expanding to teams. There's going to be more MLS teams than there are NFL teams. There's probably going to be more eventually. If they keep going like this, there's going to be more MLS teams than there are NHL teams and MLB teams combined. Like they're going to have 112 teams. They're not relegation. So there's no, like if you suck, there's no.
We don't relegate in America.
But there's no consequence of getting kicked out or like improving. So like you just own a team. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Maybe we'll sell. Maybe we'll sell well. But like it's just, they just keep doing that. And when teams finally realize like, oh, it's not worth buying into the MLS. Like they're going to run out of money so fast.
You're right. So we should have relegated the Packers in the 1970s when they were really bad, and we should have relegated the Cleveland Browns. History doesn't mean anything in American sports. Soccer just for this one sport, but every other sport in America, there's no relegation. But in this one sport, we should do things the European way because that works so well in America. I'm sorry, I don't want the stench of communism on my sports here in America.
Not communism.
Communism and failure. That's all Europe is.
I have a new not cool. It's about tipping culture. I just read this article where
Yeah,
10
go off.
10 Twins reliever Steven Okert, he took the bullpen cart when he entered the game, and he tipped the driver. Now people might say this, oh, fun story. He tipped the driver. He went like 300 feet and tipped the driver. But like, no, tipping culture's gotten out of hand.
He can
Did they
afford
hand
it.
an iPad.
He had it in $5 or handed the driver $5.
It'd been funny if he had like an iPad. He turned around on it.
Robert, I don't know if you know this, but in Major League Baseball, if they're just like hanging out in the clubhouse and they ask the like dugout boy, like, "Hey, go grab this for me," it could be on the other side of like the locker room. Like, "Hey, can you go get me a Snickers out of the vending machine?" They'll tip them like 20, $50 to do something little like that. It's just what they do. They're professional athletes. They've got a shit ton of money. Just throwing it around. That's not tipping culture. That's just
what I
giving
do.
somebody that's just giving somebody in the facility that works with you closely. Hey, I appreciate what you're doing. Bullshit tipping culture is when you're like, I order a coffee at the counter and they turn it around. Do you want to give 20%? No, you didn't come take my order. I walked to you.
But have you noticed the Netflix cameras for the Red Sox games or anything like that? Have you seen anything
No.
about that?
I haven't.
I'm looking forward to seeing that next year when it comes
A
out.
lot of the time when I'm watching the Red Sox, like if
For
I
the
have
Hard
them on, I'll
Knocks,
have them
but like
on
Red Sox.
yeah, they're doing that on the
Mm.
which actually lucky for them, they were supposed to be dog shit this year and they're playing well. It's up and down, but it should make for good television. But I usually have them on the laptop with no sound on, so I don't notice like any of that. And I'm also pretty sure they won't bring it up on broadcast.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think
about
it's
the Red
more of
Sox
like a
myself,
locker
but
room thing.
I'm gonna check out a few episodes at least.
Oh, for sure.
Pat,
It's
what's
baseball.
your not cool, Pat?
Well, my first one is even though I've got two fans on me, I'm just sweating my ass off in this room because it's fucking summer and it's 100 goddamn 87 degrees outside already. This is what my one originally was going to be before the storm hit. What the fuck is wrong with people when they're at grocery stores? There's if we all got that one murder a year rule that I've talked about, I would have used it the other day. I'm walking into HEB. This couple is walking in front of me. They take, I'm not kidding you, 3 steps inside the door, come to a complete fucking stop, flips his sunglasses up, takes out his list to see. Fucking go! You can't stop in the goddamn entrance. If I had a baseball bat in my hand and murder was legal, I would have fucking caved the back of this guy's skull in so quickly. And I might have came. I would have been so happy at that moment. Oh, I was so fucking livid at that moment. If I have to be honest, I think I might have drank a bunch the day before too. So like my endorphins were already a little bit off. And like,
Yeah, it seems like such a small like infraction.
No, bro, dude, it happens all the time. Though people they walk into the grocery store and stop 3 steps in, and it really goes to the bigger thing about our culture is that everybody's completely oblivious to everyone around them at all times. That's why everyone's such bad drivers, but they don't know how to think about anything that's not directly in their vision, and it's so bad. And if that wasn't bad enough, 3 minutes later in the store, this different couple, guy and girl, the dude like speeds up the way he's walking to step in front of me and then immediately stops to look at a display that's right in front. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I wanted to commit felonious assault so badly upon that guy. I wanted to pound his face in until a cop had to pull me off of him. I was so like, just be aware of what's around you when you're walking in a grocery store. If you're walking down an aisle and you know you're about to stop to get some, as you turn to stop, look to your right to make sure somebody wasn't walking behind you. And if they were, squeeze up against, let them walk past. Just be aware of what's around you.
Yeah, grocery store and just public awareness in any store is all time low, but grocery store specifically, just there's so much stopping and going.
It was so bad. So then I'm gonna try and I didn't write any of them down because there was so much shit from the storm. I'm just gonna try and think of what it was. I was at work that night. I leave. I go home to check my house. It's late. It's dark. luckily, no damage. I did a walk around. My buddy said, "Hey, come stay at my place." Cool. I was able to run back out. But like his guest room, he's got like one room with one little bed and then another one with two other little beds because he's got small nieces. So it's really for like if they're gonna fall asleep there. It's little kid. They're two twin beds, which already not quite big enough for me. I mean, it's plenty of room for me to sleep on, obviously, but then it's just like a little mattress, not even I guess like a little box spring underneath, and that's it. And it is total 12 inches off the ground and very soft. Not good for my back. So after a couple days of sleeping on that thing, I woke up 2 days ago and I literally just had to roll off of the bed onto the ground into like a push-up position to work my way up. It hurt so fucking bad. But then also after a couple days, you just miss sleeping in your bed.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it. And I wasn't ungrateful. Obviously, I was happy. I honestly felt like I got to the point. He's my best friend, so one, he's not going to complain. He's always going to take care of me. But two, I also wouldn't care if he was like, "Dude, you're imposing." I'd be like, "It's too bad. We've been best friends since the fourth grade. This is your job to put me up." But it was like his wife also left to Colombia for a month on Friday, and I started sleeping over Thursday night. So like what should have been a nice couple days of just peace and fucking quiet for him was we were hanging out. But then I want to say it was so Sunday, I ran out back to the house for a little bit just to check on it. See, I get out there, power's on. Because I went out to check, honestly, to grab my knee pillow and a couple more regular pillows. Because not only small bed for small children pillows. Very light, not very supportive. My neck was killing me. So I wanted to get those. I show up to the house, power's on. Let's fucking go. I'm so excited. I don't grab any of the shit. The whole plan was that, and then I was going to go back to his parents, meet him out there. This wasn't Sunday. The day wasn't important. It wasn't Sunday. My sister shows up later that day because she was heading back. No power. So now I'm sleeping at his house again. I don't have my knee pillow. I don't have my good pillows. I got another night of uncomfortable sleeping with. Then yesterday, before I go to work, I was like, I'm going to load everything up in my car anyway. So just in case, by the time I get out of work, if the power is back on, I don't have to run all the way back out to Katie, then back out to my house. I did. Power came back on. I get home after working a long night, after a long couple days. I realized the only thing I did not remember to bring was my box of Chardonnay. So I get home and I can't even have a fucking drink last night to calm the nerves a little bit. That was just the icing on everything, was that I get home and I can't even have a drink in my home on my couch to celebrate. It was just a brutal couple of days.
Yeah. That sucks, bro.
I had to go a night without drinking. How fucking awful.
Dude. Hell. Tell.
I'm sure I'm forgetting some things in there that's there was also one day where I left work and I went to his place and then realized that I left my only phone charger at work. So then I had to drive from Katy all the way back out there to get it and then back out to I wasted a lot of gas these last couple of days.
Fuck, dude.
But I will put this at the end of my not cools. As everyone I'm sure saw, there was just yard crews in every neighborhood, like trimming trees and doing all that. Somebody accidentally trimmed my yard. Like I didn't pay for it, but like they cleaned up the underbrush in my bushes. They lined my driveway and the edge, like the yard on the street, which I've been neglecting for far too long. So that's pretty fucking sick.
That was chill.
That came out, and because I don't want to appear ungrateful, you got to recognize the positive with the negative. Also, my electric bill probably gonna be super low this week.
It'll be like $10
this month.
$10 cheaper, probably.
Actually, I say it'll be lower, but then it's still so hot. I'm gonna be using more of it regularly. So,
and you'll think you can for a month because you're like, well, don't worry, I had those days where we didn't use it. We got to crank it up, and then they'll be like, well, you actually overestimated.
Yeah. But
that sucks,
like I said, could have been a lot worse. At least I had somewhere to stay. Not so bad.
That's true.
The only I did forget this one. The one that was kind of bad was the night it happened. By the time I got back home, I did find, I guess there must have been a sudden, really quick, loud thing because there was just like a little squirt of dog diarrhea or poop on the carpet. So I'm guessing like a really loud bang happened, or the dog was asleep and then it blew in really quick and literally scared the shit out of one of the dogs. It was just a little one. I got a little paper towel, spray the carpet. It was fine. But I was like, that's actually funny that something literally scared the shit out of one of these dogs.
You never see that these days. You never see that these days.
It's like dog balls. You just don't see it.
All right, so those are our not cool segments, guys. Hashtag PTG not cool. Hopefully we won't have another storm, so we won't have those next week.
Please.
That would be the worst, dude. Fuck storms. Dude, fuck storms, right? Yeah, hit us up. Hashtag PTG not cool to @PassGaryPod, and that's how we will search for them. Now let's wrap up the podcast with so we could have just called this, you know how I was saying, like throwing out a question, like a question to the fellas. We should have just called this segment the Bobbers segment. We need to change the name of that. Send us a couple bobbers. We'll bob them up and down, let you know if they're good or bad. No, maybe we'll just stick with answers.
I think that might be the move.
People do already know that one. All right. Well, the answer segment this week is brought to you by littlemshop.com, littlemshop.com, the best air fresheners on the planet. There's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's the #1 spot on the internet for retro-inspired tchotchkes. They got air fresheners that you're going to love. The Fresh to Death, Little Ice, and Miami Beach scents all are winners. You can get the rad, out of this world, and floral designs too. You don't want to be driving around with those little baby back bitch green, whatever colored trees they are on your rearview mirrors. You want to get a Little M air freshener. Everybody's going to think you're styling. They're going to think your car smells better than it ever has before. And you're going to be able to get free shipping when you spend $10 or more. You're also going to get 10% off your order when you use our promo code PTG69 at checkout. So that's 10% off your order when you use promo code PTG69 at checkout. And you could get free shipping on orders of $10 or more. They also have compact mirrors, customizable stickers, cool prints, and also customizable keychains. And, you know, maybe you're a T-Swift fan, huh? They got some T-Swift themed stuff like that. They got some F the Patriarchy keychains. They got a Bad Driver keychain, a Hellfire Radio or a Hellfire Club keychain. Go check them out. You can customize your own, all kinds of awesome stuff, and the best air fresheners on the planet available at littlemshop.com. They got Little EM Shop on Instagram and at Little EM Tweets on Twitter. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. If you get anything from them, let them know at Little EM Tweets and at Little EM Shop on Twitter. littlemshop.com, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Promo code PTG69 for 10% off your order at littlemshop.com.
Well, if you just answered the question. Why just answer the question? Be honest. No big deal. Yeah, answer the question. Don't change the subject. Just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, if you would like to submit any questions you have for us at all, you know, we start the podcast off with the Precome segment. We pitch out any ideas. You know, I had the water chimes, rain chimes idea for you today. Maybe you have some new ideas for Axe body spray. Maybe you got some new phrases you want to work out with us. If you got any questions at all, high thoughts, a drunk thought you had, a drunk idea, anything like that, you want us to power rank things, give us 5 similarly related things and we will power rank the fuck out of them and do so great. If you want parenting advice, relationship advice, anything at all that you want to ask us, at PassGaryPod, hit us up. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. That's the best way to reach out to us. You can also email them to us at PassGaryPod@gmail.com. But Twitter, best way to do it, at PassGaryPod, hashtag PTG Answers. Let's start off with a emailed in question. This is a newbie to the answer segment, at least. Lewis Canmore writes in. And Lewis says, in Forrest Gump, the doctor says his back. Hold on. Okay, I read it right. All right. In Forrest Gump, the doctor says his back is crooked and then gives him leg braces. Shouldn't he give him a back brace instead?
I mean, did you see the results? Apparently not.
I mean, really, you would, because didn't he say his spine is as crooked as a question mark or whatever they said in some southern drawl?
But if he straightens out the back, but the legs are still walking all wonky, he had to straighten the legs, straight back.
I like your theory on that. Really? And doing some research into this, what's fucked up that I learned about Forrest Gump is that the doctor and his mom were in on some fucking weird experiment where they were trying to see if we just put a kid's legs in braces and tell him that he can't do something and try and hold him back, is he going to persevere? And not only did he persevere, he went on to get a full ride at Alabama and served his country, got a Purple Heart. You saw, was an Olympian, did it all.
The president.
Ran away from those people chasing him in a truck. That's really where he knew his speed. He was like, if I can outrun a truck, I can outrun probably most football players. And he did.
I mean, you glossed over it. It was the first one. He got a full ride to the Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Yeah. They're pretty good at football, in case you didn't know. He was the original Devin Hester.
Bear Bryant saw him and was like, that boy can run.
And boy, did he. Boy, did he. Yeah, I don't know. I think because
we saw the results. The leg braces worked.
Right. But why would you not put a back brace on?
Because I think he also, like you saw, his spine was crooked, but you saw the way that kid was walking. He had a wonky walk. They had to straighten the legs out to force him to learn the motion of how he should be walking. And then eventually it corrected that, and correcting the legs corrected the back.
So that's like a real answer.
Yeah.
If you want one of those.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they always say everything begins with footwork in sports. So you got to get the legs right. You got to get the feet right. Then the rest of the body will follow suit.
And you know what they say?
What's that?
You can't spell footwork without Forrest.
I'm sure that's been said. Forrest probably said that.
And that's just facts right there for you. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. That was a great question. When I saw it, I was like, fuck, I have no idea. I have no clue.
I'm kind of shocked that never occurred to me or anybody I've ever talked to that movie about before.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen Forrest Gump. They're like, if
got a broken hand.
Back?
Put a cast on his elbow. Shit.
We just, I think after you've seen Forrest Gump once, you just know, like, okay, well, he runs later, so he needs those legs for running. So when it's like, it's scoliosis, and we're kids when we first saw it, so we were like, I don't fucking know what scoliosis is. It's a leg disease. And I just never thought about it ever until Lewis sent in a question.
No, I knew scoliosis was back. I remember them checking us in elementary school for that, but yeah, I never put the 2 and 2 together on that. That's kind of crazy.
We just know he busts out of those when he runs. That's important to the story. That's why, not why. Great question, Lewis. Keep more of those coming, buddy. That was good. Let's move on to Cruz Garcia at my name Craig at my name Craig 08 on Twitter. And Cruz says, if the phrase goes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, does that mean that doctors are allergic, or more like vampires and apples are their garlic? So if you bring an apple to the doctor, he's gonna get the fuck away from me. I think
this is it's just work by Big Apple.
It really is. Apples are
like milk.
Yeah, they're like, drink this, doctors won't bother you. And it's like, oh, really? Because I still have to go to the doctor. Right, pal?
I mean,
look, my daughter doesn't need to go to the pediatrician. She ate apples.
It may not be the most 100% truthful saying, but it's a good saying. You know what? Every once in a while, pick up a fucking apple. Don't eat that bag of chips. Eat an apple. Got milk? Yeah, maybe stop drinking 14 Dr. Peppers. Have a fucking glass of milk. Mix it in. It's just good life advice.
Pat hasn't been to the doctor in like 14 years. Why do you think that is? Because every couple of weeks, he's just like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to get an apple. And he eats an apple. And if he can't find an apple, he finds like Crown Apple and he drinks that instead.
I don't drink Crown Apple, but if you think about it, apple juice is a very similar color to whiskey. So, I mean, it's, same.
You can trick yourself.
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't whiskey. Too late.
I feel like once every 6 months, I buy like a bag of apples and I get super excited about it. I eat one apple that day. I put them in the drawer. And then like 3 weeks later, there's just a bunch of rotting apples in there. I'm like, fuck, I did it again.
Yeah. I'm that way with those cutie oranges, except I like usually get to like, there's like 3 or 4 left. But like, you get your hands sticky every time you try and eat them.
I just remember
it's like a good idea at first. And then you're like, oh, this is messy.
I did that with bananas not long ago. And I've had some black bananas in my fridge for like a week and a half before the power went out.
African American. bananas.
I'm really hoping that rind holds in the smell. That's the big not cool I forgot to mention too, is I'm not looking forward to opening my fridge.
You still haven't opened it?
Dude, last night
No.
I was so goddamn tired. I was like, I can't do this today. And then today I got home and I let the dogs out. I took a shit and then like we started.
Okay, fair.
My sister already planned it. She's
fridge?
tomorrow because my sister's out of town today and I'm
Saturday,
not doing that by myself. I'm making her at least help me with it.
So you're just not touching the fridge.
Yeah, and honestly, the big thing I was worried about was like bananas, and there was like a little bit of like some ham fat in there. And then my sister reminded me last night that she goes, I hope the milk didn't explode. And I go, I forgot about the fucking milk. That's the kicker. The rest of it, I don't think will smell so bad. If that milk exploded, we're gonna have a real goddamn problem. This fridge is only like 6 weeks old, and it's 6 weeks old. We bought it brand new.
Just gotta throw it out.
I spent multiple grand on this fridge. I am not throwing it the fuck out.
Just resell it.
Also, I had just bought some Halo Top ice cream, and now that's all soup, and I can't eat it. So that sucks.
Yeah, it's just soup, ice cream soup. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but it was very warm cream for 3 days, 5 days.
Makes it better. It adds a little mystery to it.
I mean, if you're a toilet that likes poop, yeah, that'll make it better.
Yeah, Emma was throwing stuff out in our fridge, and I was just like, I would not have thrown out any of that stuff.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a good chance my not cool next week because I still have not opened that fridge.
I feel like that's most likely. Yeah, because when Robert was leading that way, I was like, it's gonna be the pile of hair. This is Pat's pile of hair.
I do
a whole new pile of hair.
Hey, which by the way, since I shaved my head, no more piles of hair. Now that I'm bald, don't do the pile of hair anymore.
Still been sitting there.
But also, I have a beer fridge outside. So I'm like, see, if I didn't have that, I would clean it out probably tonight. But I'm like, I got a backup fridge I can put shit in.
I mean, what did we say earlier? Dalmatian can't change his spots. Pat's
That's true.
Lazy. He's not going to do things. That's going to be here next Wednesday.
You say
unless his sister does it.
Emma was throwing things out. It hadn't even been 24 hours with that power.
She works in food, so like, this is also the person that I fought over like 3-week-old cake, saying it wasn't bad. But
there are some things that are okay. Like ketchup is fine.
I had chicken salad that was in the fridge, and I was like, well, okay, power came back. I'm gonna make some chicken. She's like, you can't eat that. We didn't have I was like, it wasn't even 24 hours. Like, that's still like 12 hours without power and in a fridge. Like, I wasn't open it all the time. It's fine.
Just because food gets into the danger zone. Is what they call it. When it gets to a certain temperature.
I was born in the danger zone.
Just because it gets there does not mean necessarily that it's going to spoil and grow and get the bacteria that is bad for you. It's just in the zone where it could happen.
You may have adopted the danger zone, but I was born in it.
Bro, I live my fucking life in the danger zone. That's why I never get sick. Everything I do is gross and raw.
Why do you think I love Kenny Loggins so much? Come on. I was born for the danger zone. All right.
It is what it is, man.
But yeah, and we did. It was kind of cool though, because it was like we got to buy a whole new fridge, basically like worth of stuff. Like, ooh, this room has never been available for a while. Whatever.
One of my buddies was saying it kind of sucks though, because like you clean out the fridge and it's so clean, you almost don't want to buy new shit to fill up your fridge because like, the fridge is so clean right now.
It's never gonna be this clean again.
You're just like, shit, I don't want to buy things because it's so clean.
I would say that, yeah, it's just doctors are not like vampires. The apples won't keep them away like garlic does with vampires, but it's just more like a basic health thing. It's like, hey, if you eat apples, you're generally probably fairly healthy, right? You probably don't have to go to the doctors much.
Yeah.
That's an old antiquated phrase, though. So maybe we need to update that. An apple a day, maybe still go to the doctor.
A whiskey a day keeps the dark thoughts away.
That's true. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that works for me.
Our next one, we'll have a question here. We got a power rankings, dude. This is from Alex O, who's been keeping the power rankings going the last couple of weeks. At Alex McThunder1 on Twitter, Alex O says, power rank these types of pizza. Now, he, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple months ago, had gotten us to power rank pizzas and gave us like brands of pizza, like DiGiorno and Domino's and Papa John's and stuff like that. Now he's changed up. He says power rank these types of pizzas, and he gives us styles of pizza. So we got New York style, deep dish / Chicago style, St. Louis style, Detroit style, and stuffed crust. Before we started the podcast, I was telling Robert I learned about St. Louis style pizza today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are St. Louis and what are Detroit?
So, this is how I am remembering them in my dumb brain. I looked at the Detroit pizza, and that looks like a personal pan pizza that's just a regular sized pizza. So think it was in like a pan, and it was cooked in a pan in an oven. Not Chicago style, where it's more lasagna-y.
Yeah.
It's more just, it's personal pan pizza XL. And then the St. Louis style, I thought was more like a Domino's pizza. I learned today from you guys that Domino's does not always cut their pizza into squares. If you think Domino's, if you go to like a pizza party, they have the tiny little baby squares that it's just chopped to do like a million of. That is.
I don't know how you got to this point where that's what you associate Domino's with.
Every time I've had Domino's, it's been like that.
Yeah, it's just so St. Louis is just cutting squares.
It's thin crust cut in squares instead of slices. Thin crust.
And then for anyone who just isn't getting it New York style, it's regular fucking pizza.
Big, fat slice, thin slice, floppy. St. Louis, thin crust, not floppy. It's more sturdy, but still very thin. New York style, very floppy. You fold it, you eat it that way. I'll go first. I had New York style first. Just that is probably the OG kind. Like other than like frozen pizza, like New York style is pretty easy. I like folding my pizza no matter what when I'm eating it. I think New York style plays with just about everybody. Number 2 is stuffed crust. It's just pizza, but with better stuff too. It's like, hey, you already liked pizza. What if we told you we put more cheese in that pizza? What is your least favorite part of the pizza? Is that the crust? Well, what if we told you that we put cheese in that part? And you're like, yes, I would like that. And then sometimes they've started doing other stuff with it. Awesome. Great things with stuffed crust technology. Number 3, I'm going to go St. Louis style, Domino's style, if you ask me. It's thin crust pizza. I like thin crust pizza. And when they're in little squares, I feel like I can eat like 300 of them. It's the same amount of pizza probably as if you had 8 slices of it. But like, I just feel like it can house a bunch of them because they're in the little squares. So I go St. Louis style 3, Detroit style 4. I like pan pizzas. I like less sauce on my pizzas. And I feel like that's further away from thin crust. Detroit's there. And then Chicago style. I don't love Chicago style pizza. It's still pizza, but it's like my bottom tier of pizzas. Like it's a chore. It's like you gotta do work to eat a lasagna pizza, basically, a deep dish pizza. And there's just so many, like those are the other 4 I would pick easily over deep dish. I'm not saying deep dish isn't good. It's just my last place out of those. What do you guys got?
I'll go next. I got stuffed crust is 1. It's regular pizza, but also with more crust than the cheese. It's just, it's like it's one of those times in human history where we really did improve upon pizza. And I don't know if there's been another big improvement on pizza since
one of the greatest inventions.
Yeah. Stuffed crust 1, New York style 2. It's pizza. Big slice pizza, great pizza.
It's pizza. Good. You get a lot of it. It's like, oh, do you like pizza? What if we made it bigger and more? Yes, please.
Then I will go Detroit because personal pan pizza is delicious. It's just also pizza with like I kind of sometimes made like a fluffier crust. And I love thick crust. Thick crust pizza, great. 4 St. Louis style. It's just squares of pizza. Still, pizza, great. The only reason I'm putting deep dish Chicago 5 is just when I'm getting pizza, it's because I want to eat something easy and quick. Deep dish takes a long time to cook, and you can't really just like pick it up and like hold it in your hand and walk around and like you're watching the game, then you walk over and do something in the other room and you're still holding this. Like it's messy. So it's like a sit down meal, which is not always how I eat pizza. I eat pizza walking around doing stuff. And like I said, if I'm ordering pizza, it's because I want something fast and easy. And It's technically not really either one, but it is delicious. It's just a shit ton of all pizza toppings together. It's a lot. So that's the only reason it's 5 for me. What about you, Robert?
All right, number 1, stuffed crust. Just what everything Pat said. Number 2, I have New York style. And New York to me is not thin crust, but it's thinner pizza.
It's floppy crust.
Yeah.
Floppy crust. That's the best way to put it.
Floppy. It's got a flop to it.
But the crust isn't floppy. It's the bread. Like
right. Robert, do you know what crust is?
No, but like the crust is like the outer. It's the triangle part. Isn't that floppy?
The bottom.
It's softer.
Of it,
yeah.
The bottom
softer
of the pizza is still crust.
No, you're never like, oh, I don't eat the crust. You're like, oh, you don't eat the bread.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that is still crust.
Yeah, it's not a harder consistency like the thin crust is.
And I'll go Detroit number 3. To me, Detroit is like a thicker bread overall, and it's rectangular.
Okay.
That's what I'm understanding. St. Louis is 4, and to me, that's thin crust.
Yeah.
Like it's all thin all the way around. It doesn't matter if it's a rectangular cut into rectangles or a circle cut into rectangles. It's all same thin crust to me. And I'll go deep dish lasagna, number 5.
Yep. All right, so we're all pretty much the same. Very similar.
Honorable mention, shout out to grade school pizza that they just make in a sheet pan. That
Boat
rectangle pizza. Rectangle pizza goes so hard, dude.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
What's the difference between your rectangle pizza and Mexican pizza? Because we would have Mexican pizza.
Well, they have like the toppings on it. You have like the peppers and stuff that would go on the Mexican pizza, and then it would usually just be like pepperoni and cheese on the regular ones, right?
Yeah, the chopped up pepperoni too. So it was like those little pepperoni, like
little squares, the cubes.
Yeah, cubes.
But then they would have like the Mexican pizzas would have like the little like red and green cubes too. So it was like little like chopped up peppers, right? Is that what you're thinking about, Robert?
Never really had Mexican pizza. I never got it from Taco Bell.
You guys didn't have it at school? We had it at school.
We did not. No.
I went to a very white school.
That's true. That's our privilege, I guess. We were unprivileged. That's your privilege, Robert. You had to have Mexican pizzas. We didn't.
Yeah.
We were slumming it.
We got fucking hoed on that deal.
Having regular pizzas like idiots. Okay, Quentin Hughes. Good power ranking, Alex, though. Keep them coming. I really like that one. That was a fun one. All right, Quentin Hughes weighs in. He's at Q the Ace on Twitter. And Quentin says, segregated or mixed spaghetti? I get what he means. Separated or mixed. But still, I'm just segregated. Segregated spaghetti is a funny thing to say.
Or did you just post one? Or was it just going around the internet where it was?
It may have been.
Do you when you make spaghetti and meat sauce, do you just pour the meat sauce on top of the cooked spaghetti? Or do you put like the spaghetti into the meat sauce and mix it all around and then serve it on the plate like that? That's what I think. And I go mixed spaghetti. Segregated spaghetti, that's more like Skyline chili to me, where you're just putting the sauce on top of the noodles, which still good, but then I'm just going to have to mix it on the plate. Mix my spaghetti and sauce up together, dude.
Yeah, no, so
I want it ready to go when it gets to my face.
Growing up, my mom would do the spaghetti where it was segregated spaghetti. She'd put the spaghetti sauce on top, and then I just mixed it. I just mixed it on my own, but I can understand like if not everybody likes it that way, that's why you would do it that way. So you could be like, oh, do you want more sauce or no sauce? Like if somebody doesn't like sauce, that would make sense. But when we do it here, it's just mixed. You just mix it all together. We don't segregate in this house.
I think for me, it was just a thing when my dad was cooking, he mixed it, and he's the kind of guy that's like, this is what I made for dinner. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, find your own dinner.
So that's why I learned to grow up eating everything.
Robert, do you like segregated spaghetti or not segregated? Are you anti-segregation?
I go mixed. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, get all the flavors together in on everything, dude. Especially if you're serving it with penne, dude. I want all that sauce getting inside the noodle, man. Put your
Great
sauce in my
question.
penne.
I like that. Good question, Quentin. Keep those coming, buddy. All right, let's wrap it up. Last question for the week from Dave T. He's at PPWL1 on Twitter. And Dave says, no cart corrals in the parking lot. Do you leave it in the parking lot, walk it all the way back to the store, or other? Talking about your shopping cart. There's no cart corrals where you return your cart. None of those cart return areas. Do you leave it in the parking lot? Do you walk it back to the store, or do you do something else? The correct answer would be to walk it all the way back into the store. I will do that.
Yes.
Specs liquor stores do not have cart corrals. Every single time I'll walk it back.
Oh, I'm carrying everything because of that.
Yeah, I'll
use a cart
dock it
inside
at
the store, and then
yeah. But sometimes like if you got like around Christmas, if I'm buying a bunch of stuff, like you got to just take it to the car and you got to wheel that bad boy back in.
or it's like this is like when you go to Walgreens. You got to walk everything out to your car, and then you just see everyone go, I'm just going to put it back up on the curb. Take the 20 fucking steps and walk the cart back into the wall. Dude, when I go to Walgreens, on the way in, I'm usually bringing like 3 carts with me.
That's what
and
my
I'll
dad,
grab
my
like
dad
another one
always
on the way
does
back
that.
too.
I like when you see like if it's an older person that's like kind of by a cart corral, you're like, do you want me to take that for you? Now it's my cart. No, I don't have to grab a cart. I like that move. But I mean, I don't like it when people make excuses for not putting the cart back. So even if it is because there's no cart corral, that's not an excuse. Just take it back. Take it back.
But I mean, I'm 20 yards away. Okay. It's hot outside. It's Texas. I got my food in the car. It's going to spoil. It's not going to spoil in the 3 minutes it's going to take you to walk the cart back and walk back and get your car started. It's not even going to be 3 minutes. It's going to be like a minute and a half.
It's a rule of principle. You're a bad person when you don't do those things. Popping it up on the curb does not count. Can't do it. Don't pop it up on the curb. Just walk it back in. You're gonna feel better. People are gonna see what you did. Sometimes when I go to the specs that I go to, like they'll just be like, oh hey, and they'll see that I came back in and I'm just putting the cart back there. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, man. And like when they get ready to greet you, like, oh no, I'm just bringing this cart back, buddy. I already gave you my business.
Yeah. That's what happens to me at Walmart. Or not Walmart, Walgreens. So big thank you. And I just want to give you like, dude, I used to work at Walgreens. I know.
Dog, I got you. I got you.
End of the night, you're just going to every corner of the fucking parking lot, picking up 15 carts.
Yep. Just
bring your cart back, people. It's not hard to do.
You can wheel it in.
Do they greet you at specs?
I think they usually have the guy that's kind of like making sure you don't steal stuff. But like he also operates as a greeter when you walk in too.
Because I've been to specs maybe 2 or 3 times. Never been greeted.
But they usually have that guy kind of hanging out there.
Yeah, probably.
And sometimes they have a cop. Sometimes they have a cop there too that usually is hanging out.
I think it's more so just an employee will see you bringing the cart back in and be like, "Oh, appreciate it, dude."
Yeah, they may have some of the times they may have just been doing stuff like that, but a lot of times they just have somebody kind of standing there that's like helping with stuff or restocking up in that front area, or a cop. Yeah,
not a co-op.
Great questions, everybody. That was a fun answer segment or Bobber's segment. I don't know. I think we're gonna stick with answers. We'll work on it. We don't want to fly too close to the wind the first week. You know what I'm saying? Have a great rest of your week, everybody. We have the Pass the Gravy merch store, summer merch available now. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Go load up. All right. I promise you will not be disappointed with any of this stuff. Quality is going to be great. Shipping is going to be great on it. And it's affordable too. Go check it out. PassTheGravyMerch.com. PassTheGravyMerch.com. I am at Alex J. Middleton. Pat's at not Pat DN. Robert's at Robert Barbosa 03 on all socials. We are at Pass Gravy Pod on all socials. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Go follow us on TikTok on all that stuff. Go say squeezing it out of the tube. Give us your favorite phrase we said on today's show. On the YouTube comments, comment that. And then what else did we say to say? I don't fucking know. So do you like your spaghetti segregated or not segregated? Answer that now. If you're watching this on YouTube, go answer right now. Give us a thumbs up. Share us on YouTube. Help us out. And please share us with a friend. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to podcasts. That's how we grow this show. And again, just shout us out to your friends. All right. It really helps us a lot. Let's go and do a random celebrity generator. All right. Who you guys got?
Louis Anderson.
Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, very, very notable, very newsworthy.
Bonk.
I'm gonna go Reba McEntire.
Oh,
Reba McEntire. All right, let's pull this bad boy up. One of these days, we'll just have it where it's already out. All right.
One of these days.
David Lee Roth is the starting point. Pat, who'd you have?
Louis Anderson.
And
He was a
Robert.
comedian.
Yep. Here we go. Homer. Fucking come on. The poet from the Iliad. All right, let's run that back. Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart. God damn it! It was a name we said this week.
I said that name on the.
Bro,
I said that.
I
name.
was.
I
the
said
fucking
that.
thing
I
was,
said
I
it.
was. I always try and use somebody whose name we said over the course of it, and I couldn't think of anybody. And you said Bobber, and it made me think of Bobby. And then I thought of that old cartoon Bobby's World, and I was like, Louis Anderson did the voice for that. That's as close as I could get. I couldn't remember. He's got the same fucking name as me.
All right, ready? We gotta get. This is it. This is it. Dr. Demento. Fuck. All right, never mind.
Fuck
Radio
Dr.
personality,
Demento.
Dr. Demento. All right, that was the closest we've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
That was like not a half point, but that was like a 0.0001. We're sniffing it.
We just missed the sack.
Next week's the week. Guys. All right, we love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Share us with a friend. PassTheGravyMerch.com. Buy our stuff, guys. Until we talk to you again. Pass the gravy. Yeah, bitches.
Gravy, gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Pass the Gravy. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, Houston, baby. Now we go ahead and lick and we'll get rich.